spawns they want for P2, they need to make sure they keep a hold of them. Kendi trying to find something through the middle of the map. Yoppy trying to get in there as well. They'll be pushing the issue for the spawns if they possibly can. Still spawning out if you are Elevate, but you're getting some crucial time.
Yeah, the thing is here, right, is that you kind of can't focus too much on the spawns. There's still 40 seconds left in this hard point, so if you're Gallerus giving that 40 seconds away, I mean, it's basically a death sentence as far as the rest of this game is concerned. Elevate now managed to flip the spawns in their favor, and they're looking for the time as well. PJ doubling up the Purify. Gallerus are in danger here. I mean, there's no point saying the differential between these two teams' scoreline right now because it just continues to grow by the second.
Every single time you think Gallerus may have found a break, you look up to the top of your screens and see still 23 points on the board. They barely got a second over the last 3 hills. Elevate really starting to run away with this one if they weren't already. P2 rotation belongs to them. Every single thing that could be going right for Elevate is...
Gallerus not even able to look at the hard point right now. If you want to hit this one as a team through the front, this needs to be a clean break right away. That's a great start. First kill on towards Yoppy is good. Maybe we can get the kills around the back line as well. Numbers not in favor of Elevate here as Elevate players start to spawn out. Kendi with the War Machine. What can you get done? A couple of players. You need to get Fokker around the front though, and you do. That's going to allow the rest of your roster in now, but Gallerus have flipped those spawns.
Gallerus have managed to get themselves 2 seconds over the last 3 or 4 hills, and now Kalo's just trying to put the pain down again, make it 3, looks for the 4th, can't find it. Elevate are now finding themselves 25 seconds away. They can win it at the 2nd iteration of P2.
This is insane for the start of a semi-final here. Elevate are putting the pain down on Gallerus. Pabzera, couple of kills though. Gallerus trying to hold on here. Elevate, they're still looking at a contest because why not at this stage of the game? Pabzera will find more with that War Machine. Elevate can't finish things here regardless, but Yoppy and PJ, the stops are getting it done for Elevate. They want to get this time.
Gallerus have to rotate, they have to find something, but they have to find a miracle. It's not even a minor one at this stage. They are so far behind. They're about to possibly get 40 point clubbed if they can't find a rotation over towards P3, which is about to pop in 8 seconds. Elevate have just been indomitable throughout the entirety of the map, and this is the hallmark of a champion team. They have been insane from the word go.
And what do you say? Elevate just 11 seconds away from putting a stamp in map number 1 versus Gallerus. Yoppy will find a couple of kills. There's the openers here. Gallerus, what do you got to say for yourselves here? Elevate just a few seconds away. Trades in favor of Elevate. Focky, can he do anything? No. Shut down with a 2-piece from Susano. There's Chloe as well. Elevate looking to close out this game right here, right now. An insatiable start of this best of 5.
That is
Elevate. Elevate is on the move. You gotta watch out for Elevate, guys. That's
truly a beating.
You gotta watch out for Elevate. No
they
joke.
barely even spawned in. Elevate are here to play on Sunday and find themselves in the lead in this series up against Gallerus. That was as one-sided as we've literally seen across the entirety of these 3 days.
That is, yeah, I mean, that is possibly the most one-sided hardpoint in a professional game of Call of Duty Mobile at this level, mind you. Even at any level, right? I think we've seen all year. I don't think we've seen anything like that. Even in like the open finals of Challenge season, of North America or Europe, something like that. That never happens. And that goes to show you just how good Elevate are, not just at hardpoint, but specifically at Apocalypse. They showboated it yesterday versus Wolves. Today, I mean, it's even worse.
I think Gallerus would have been heading into this map knowing to themselves like, right, okay,
really far
this is going to be a tough one, absolutely. I don't think they would have thought they would have got beat 250 to 40 though. That could be a real confidence dent there, but that was always going to be the case heading into that first map. It was always going to be tough for Gallerus. Didn't think it'd be that tough.
Yeah, that's a brutal start to the series for Gallerus. Let's take a look at the scoreboard at the end of the game, and you kind of mentioned it in the middle of the game, right? PJ, I said it before we got into the matchup, I think he's the best SMG player in the world right now, and he showed it there on Apocalypse. Also shout out to Chloe as well, had so many 2-pieces and 3-pieces that gave Elevate control over hard points, and he's going to finish hell positive. I mean, Gallerus just had no chance, and we've been talking a lot about, right, Gallerus, not just Lucasin turning up to these games, but everybody turning up, everybody doing their part for Gallerus to get into these matches. And this is one of those situations where no, Lucasin is the only one playing now, and everybody else is just struggling versus Elevate.
Yeah, Pabzera the only other one really anywhere near 3 seconds. I mean, it's almost like you want to speak about the time in Hill, but I mean, Gallerus really just weren't there very often, were they?
That was a nice little match, guys.
It's not necessarily the start we would have expected in that manner. Okay, Elevate.
And guys, if you don't know,
winning that one, yes.
Right? You can collect all these rewards by watching the stream, by watching the the game, watching the stream in game. All right, if you don't know, you can watch the stream in game, guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just broadcasting it. You know, anybody that wants to watch, you know what I'm saying? To claim rewards and stuff like that. But that's it. That's how we're gonna claim this. It's gonna be a rarity, you know, because this is not coming back. This one is just gonna be 2024. So if you guys don't get the skin, there's no way getting it again. It's not gonna come back. Okay? It is definitely made for the game. For the game, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Getting ready for the next. Get ready for the next game, guys. Getting ready for the next game. Welcome on in, my new subscriber. Old subscribers, they done over. No but love. Thanks to the love, the support from everybody that continuously come on the channel and support your boy Tower 744 Gaming, man. It's crazy. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Welcome on in, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Let's go get it. You guys, you know what I'm saying? I'm just all right, guys. Let's see what's going on.
And
Let's get ready
this
for it.
time, at least for me this weekend, we haven't seen too much of it. I think we were so used to seeing so much of it over the entirety of the season in Europe and North America. We see it a lot more over there. But now, of course, getting a say for these two teams.
Not sponsored, guys. I'm just doing a stream. I'm just doing it. All right, guys. Not sponsored. All right, game start. Let's go.
Things off on the offense. They'll be the ones deciding how the pace of this game will be going to kick things off. And already here, Galaris starting to make their move towards A. Elevate just splitting the forces on defense for the moment here. No idea where everything's going just yet.
Why is it muted, though? I don't get it. Why is it muted?
A favored on that side, but as time has gone on, teams have started to figure out this attack a little bit more. Let's see how.
Take it on in and watch. All right, cool.
Ones to make a first move here. I know that first blood for Elevate, especially as time has already dwindled down extensively here in this round, would be frustrating. There's just so much you've got to check. Around that winery exit, you anticipate that there'll be a sniper here watching the cross. There is in Kendi, but they are currently preoccupied for the middle of the map and for A. So Galaris could well get some good timing here. You've got to take up PJ before something. There's the opening snipe. Kendi out for the play. Elevate now. 3-1 split.
A lot to do here on A.
But for Galaris, they don't know where Elevate are right now. They find the pick, and now they start to move. PJ, what can he find? Yeah, he finds one. Another kill on the other side of things coming through from him. They know exactly where PJ is. Susanna will find another one, but the trade's going in Galaris' favor. They've been so clean in the search and destroy. They were patient, and it worked out for them. Kalo now left in a 1 versus 2, be a 1 versus 3 if he can pull it off. The bomb is now down. Lukashin and Foki. in a position to hold this. They know where Kalo is or where he was. Hard situation to try and find now if you're Kalo at this stage. Just taking his time, allowing Gallerus to maybe overthink things.
Yeah, I mean, Gallerus have got this bomb down, right? So Chloe needs to push them. Has he just spotted him out? Do they know? Do they know what's got here? Oh, it doesn't matter. Double shots from coming in from Gallerus, nicely done. And they took a little bit longer than I would have liked to get on towards the site. They do it nonetheless. They work the numbers. It's a great offensive start for Gallerus.
Just nice and patient. That's all they needed to do. So they're happy to take their time. And I wonder if that will give Elevate a reason to maybe push forward this time.
Why is it muting? That's so weird, man.
Seems like a very similar setup, at least on the defensive side. Gallerus yet to really make a push in any which direction. A little bit different over towards the B side, but you can see Gallerus is starting to scout out towards that side of the map as well. Kajin can find a pick once again. It makes the difference, but Susanna pushed forward, Hen gets caught. First blood relevant.
And this is where I was concerned for Gallerus here on the offense. You've now lost that first blood, and you kind of find yourself stuck in the water, right? Because Tunisia is so difficult on the offense to penetrate the sites anyway. Now you got to do it a man down. Gallerus will be pushing through the middle of the map here. And this is a lot to do for Yoppie. He has the right weapon for it.
Did they see him? Did Yoppie see them? Because if not, then he has pretty much got here scot-free. Lukashin now waiting for the pressure to come in on the other side, and it comes, and he is dealt with. Well played from Elevate. They knew that the pressure was coming in from down low, so now they will back on down, and now they have them entirely surrounded.
Yeah, Gallerus, though, they've got control of the site here, so they'll be happy with that. Elevate needs to get back in.
Kennedy finds one. Foki and Pabzera can answer back though with two of their own, and now all of a sudden can Foki find anything else? He cannot. PJ will take him down. It's down now left to Pabzera. So back and forth on this site, but the thing is there that was good from Elevate. They realized that the push was coming through the double doors, so they push out towards Lukashin.
Pabzera's got out though. He's now no longer pinned in from Susanna, so he's got options here. 30 seconds on the clock. If you can grab that bomb and get the hell out of dodge, you'll be all right.
That's a good nade. That's a good nade. They're both very, very weak. They're both very, very weak, and Pabzera can get out. Now left in a 1 versus 1. For the 1 versus 3, Susano spots him. 15 seconds.
Gotta make a call. You've got to make a call if you're Pabzera. Susano's going to go for the middle map regardless here, so he's going to stick it. Has he just seen him? He walks away. I don't think he saw him.
He's faked it. He's not going to have time. He was waiting for him to come for the pick. It's not going to happen.
Ready for the next round.
A nervy round for both squads. But Elevator Resolution just holds. That was a scarier round than maybe Elevate would have wanted after their stop.
Defend the objective.
I mean, they played that well enough, yeah. Start of the round was excellent. Gallerus responds arguably more so, but even so, it comes down to 1 versus 1 that Pabzera is unable to clutch up on. So Gallerus now having to reset themselves once again. At the very least, though, Elevate haven't drawn first blood this time around. Gallerus right now just weighing up their options. How do they want to approach this one? Elevate have changed things up ever so slightly on the defense here. A couple of players in the middle of the map here. They're anticipating that push through mid.
Pabzera's nade in the previous round was really the cat amongst the pigeons. Doesn't land this time. So Elevate are happy to sit, and Gallerus are running out of utility to try and get them through the front door. But look at this aggression from Kendi. He'll find it on Lukashin. They consider the push over towards A. He's able to back down entirely uncontested, and Kendi will go back and have another look at it and say, yeah, is there anybody else to come in and have a try? Cannot find it. PJ is able to answer back with one onto Hen, but this is a very solid defensive round from Elevate. Shot's going to come in from Kendi, cannot find it. Miho can answer back, but PJ is there to pick up the pieces. A 1v4 is needed.
Yeah, you lose Kendi, so what? You know, the trade is good. You're going to win the round regardless, unless Foke could do something incredible. At least he's got an Odin to work with, not just the R9. But still, options are really limited here. 40 seconds on the clock. You have to imagine this is a foregone conclusion. Foke just extending the round, but it is done regardless. And both snipes from Kendi, man. Terrifying.
And just if you can find somebody to shut down those angles like that, it just makes it so difficult for the attack to find something. There's no way that Lukashin expects him to make that push so late in the defensive round. You've seen him push through the archway, take the angle, find a shot, and get the hell out of dodge, and then find a little more. It's a bit of a different look now from the side of Gallerus. The slow and steady approach. Well, let's work one time out of 3. Susano this time is going to miss the bullet through the middle of the map. Here comes the pressure coming in over towards the B side. Susano will not miss those bullets though. Off screen, finds 2 in the middle, and all of a sudden he backs them on down, but still Gallerus have control of this site. They may well choose to plant.
Yep, trades are good, but you ideally want another frag here before getting that bomb down. Players are still hanging about here. Yoppy's been spotted out, nice from Hen. Good reaction. Pabzera also going to take Kendi down, so numbers flipping in favor of Gallerus here. They could still commit to this plant if they so desire. Elevate would hear the audio cue though. PJ is going to get some free looks at some players here. Nice trade though, overwhelming. Now the 2 versus 1. The call should be made to Klo. What does the reaction look like?
The enemy has the bomb.
Gallerus had to turn around for the bomb. Is Klo going to be here on time? It's a game of cat and mouse now. Are they going to go the wrong way? Yes, they are. They're going to collide here together, but the Klo turn around at the wrong time. This bomb will go down over towards the B side. The nade will give them an indication that this is exactly what is going on. Have they got any look onto where Klo is? No, they don't, because this shot's going to come in. Oh no, they see him. Hen comes off the bomb. 38 seconds to go. They've got plenty of time, and now they know where he is.
Yeah, he's been tagged off as well, so he's going to have to back away here momentarily. That's enough for the bomb to go down. Klo will take that time to rethink how he wants to approach this one. From the side, sniper out. There's one.
Finish it.
Walks away. Pabzera. A moment to breathe.
Change up of the angles. Pabzera found himself in a 1 versus 1 in round number 2. He could not find it. Klo though is going to walk straight into his crosshair, and Pabzera reads this one right. Gallerus get another attacking round. 2 apiece now. 2 more rounds to go for Elevate on this defensive side, and we're all tied up.
Defend the
Man,
objectives.
these guys are reading each other so damn well. You can tell that Elevate has spent the night studying Gallerus in Search and Destroy. What's made them so successful thus far this tournament? Well, they've answered back so far. Hen's going to draw first blood this time around, excuse me. Klo gets aggressive, gets punished for it. And that's the first time I think that Elevate have misstepped in this S&D thus far. They want to draw an early first blood and unsettle Gallerus, and that goes against them.
Yeah.
It's a classic game of Tunisia. Both 2 teams being punished for any sort of misstep, such as the level that we're at right now. Elevate have got the majority of their numbers over to one specific side.
Elevate look like they're
Gallerus may well have an
now.
inclination as to what's going on here. So here comes the push. One player goes across, the other comes for the cover. Susano will have to back on down, but he'll be calling out to his teammates furiously. They are 100% over towards this B side. Push coming through. Shot now with again from Susano. Needs to hit something here shortly, but who doesn't miss this? Lucas Jin opens things wide for Gallerus now.
Yeah, now Yoppy needs to get into the action here.
Yeah, man. And if you guys don't know,
the rest of your team. Elevate looking to surge through the back line here. It's going to be a fast and furious retake. Gallerus though, are they ready for it? Kenny's going to take out Lucas Jin. That's going to be
right. I want to get these rewards right here.
Lucas will fall, now looking for the picks. PJ will find another one, and this is just a ridiculously clean retake from the side of Elevate. There's a 5v3 in Gallerus' favor with the bomb down. They lose the round.
And that is just classic Elevate right there. If you can't get it done individually, just throw yourselves as a team to the opposition. Elevate do not care if they look like a high-level zombie. Incredible. Gallerus totally overwhelmed. One last chance on the offense here for Gallerus. Should be set on Tunisia. You can get any offensive rounds, you're happy with it. So if you can walk away with a 3rd one here, you are content. And this is a team stack and a half coming through from Gallerus.
Oh, here we go though, Elevate here in numbers. Susano's changed his position up consistently. Here comes the utility. They seem to have gotten out pretty much unscathed until now. Susano will fall down to Hen. Now everybody else trying to transpire their way over towards the site. Elevate do have some presence here, but Gallerus are going for it again. The bomb will go down. Can they hold it this time?
Yeah, this time it's a 3 versus 5 for Elevate. I think we're going to need something a little bit more individual out of them. Yoppy would have been happy with something off the back of that nade. No deliverance. 30 seconds on the clock here for Elevate.
Waiting for the moment. Need to find the first one, and then a couple more through the front door they go. PJ will be the first one to find something, so that makes it a 4 versus 3. But the time is just not on their side. If you're Elevate, you just absolutely have to move quickly. They can find another one on the Yoppy though. Now they can find another one here onto Hen. Lucas Jin can find another 7 seconds to go. Lucas Jin is now found 2, and Mihawk cleans it up. Gallerus get the round, 3 apiece after 6 defensive rounds from Elevate. You take that all day long if you're Gallerist, but that got stressful.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I was stressed when Hen got called on the flank. I thought Hen was going to be the player there that broke everything up for Elevate, but no, it is going to be Pabzera in the end. And now Lucasin has been relatively slow so far in this search and destroy, only 4 kills to his name. Now he's on defense and holding angles. This is where he's going to come to play. Elevate, that's what they want to play around, getting those snipers out of position. And they're doing the exact same thing that Gallerist were doing to them only a few rounds ago. Just getting a feel for what's going on here for Gallerist on the defense.
To reiterate, the defensive side is inevitably a little easier for teams here. So Gallerist with that 3-round takeaway from their attacking side, absolutely see that as a win. But I wonder if Elevate are as well versed. Shots in, not gonna land. Pabzera is the first one to draw blood here. In their defensive side, if you're Gallerist and you're back on down, give up the site, but they have the numbers 5v4 in favor of Gallerist.
And I absolutely love this, right? Because you've done it over towards B, so they think something's going right here. Gallerist now looking for a retake with the first blood.
Got plenty of utility to try and find a way through. PJ can find one, Lucasin finds one back. Trades need to go Gallerist's way. They still have the number advantage. They have a little bit more now. Mihawk will take down PJ. Left now if you're Yoppy. Susano will be all on his own in a 1 versus 4. 20 seconds to go. Needs to find the first. Wow, not. It's a wonderful retake from Gallerist. They had the number advantage. They made it count.
Yep, playing as a team are Gallerist there. Aggressive for Elevate, just not able to check all the different angles and overwhelmed by the numbers from Gallerist. Beautiful start. Despite the fact that they lost the site, these retakes, I mean, you know, we've stressed that defense is, or offense, excuse me, is difficult here, but equally as difficult is retaking sites once you lose them.
But they did the right thing. As soon as Pabzera finds that first kill, backs out the site, because he knows he's going to get overwhelmed. He must have had that information. Backs on down, lives to fight another day and helps his teammates retake that site. Same thing's going to happen, but this time he does not find a pick. Elevate find their way through the front door. Bomb's going to go down a B.
Yep, side aggression from Elevate once again. Gallerist going to have to wait. 3 flanking players.
Kendi
Gotta be ready for it. Yep, he's already found one. Reposition. Is it going to be enough to throw these guys off? Kendi can get those kills. Susano for another one as well. That's the entirety of the flank picked apart here, just down to Pabzera and Lucasin.
So difficult from this position because they have a read on exactly where they are. The pressure's starting to come in. Lucasin is good. He ain't that good though. And 1 versus 4 just not going to happen. Yoppy will clean it up. But it's all down to Kendi there on the flank. It was 3 players hit it from the side of Gallerist. He finds 2 all on his own.
Yeah, and Elevate just applying their hardpoint strategies right now directly to search and destroy offenses. They are overwhelming these sites over the last couple of rounds of aggression. And Gallerist, I mean, look, they just don't really have a response. Their snipers are brilliant. They're not brilliant enough at the moment to put a stop to Elevate. So 1-1 now on these offensive rounds here for Elevate. Now they're trying to get aggressive once again.
Oh, look at this from Yoppy, though. You're caught out left your Pabzera. You don't even see him. And now all of a sudden they start swarming in around the A site. You need to find some kills here if you're Gallerist, but the shots are just not good enough from Susano. You continue to survive in the corner if you're Hen. You need to find some sort of help, but Yoppy will come in and clean things up. It is now a 4 versus 2 in the favor of Elevate.
If Hen finds anything there, it makes things infinitely better for Gallerist here. You've got to retake the site with Mihawk and Lucasin, 2 players that have been phenomenal for Gallerist this season. Lucasin's just looking for anything for free. He finds Yoppy here. Mihawk's going to go.
Here we go. You pop up, and it's just so easy from this angle. Yoppy and PJ working well together. Elevate find themselves in the lead. That's 2 attacking rounds now gone in their favor. Gallerist need to switch this one around very, very quickly.
I think you need to get aggressive. I know that's not Gallerist's playstyle, but right now Elevate are hitting you over and over again. And I know the 1 round they won was because they drew that first blood from a sniper rifle, but I mean, Elevate are playing around it right now. They're playing fast, they're playing aggressive. Once again, Lucasin needs to provide something over here by B. Give us something, Lucasin, if you're a Gallerist fan, and it's absolutely nothing. Elevate once again overwhelmed with the numbers.
It's just pure shock and awe from Elevate right now. Gallerist are falling by the wayside very, very quickly. They have to switch something up here on the defensive side or try and find a retake. That is very much not in their favor. It would have to be a 4 versus 5. Susano now trying to lock this one down. What can Gallerist find? They'll articulate themselves in the best way they can. But in the language of Call of Duty, can they manage to talk their way into what is this bomb site? This is just going to be such a hard push, but here they go. The gunfight starting to go in the way of Elevate, as you would expect them to. 3 versus 1 now in the favor of Elevate. Hen left all on his own.
And there he goes. Hen out of the round. Gallerist out of the round. Elevate on map point. A reminder, folks, that Gallerus ideally want the Search and Destroy in this series. It's, I mean, I want to say they're way into this series, but it's kind of an expectation to a certain extent, right? They have to win it if they want any chance versus Elevate. Have to be flawless for the next 2 rounds, and Elevate are once again going to hit fast.
Yeah, they've just read it completely wrong as well. Gallerus send less numbers over towards A. You just have to be heroes here if you're Lucas Jin and your teammates, but they have been. They found a couple of kills before falling down. Kenny and Susanna will get the trades, but a 3 versus 3. Not the end of the world for Gallerus, but that might sting. Perhaps Zero will fall. And all of a sudden, Mihawk and Foki are just being read like books. Kendi knows exactly what's going on, and you invite them into your clothes, no problem whatsoever. They've got to read now. Bomb will surely go down, but Elevate have the timing, or do they?
Elevate is just going to move it away. I mean, why the heck not at this point, right? You know that the B-bomb site's free because Kenny's seen both of those players. And if Kenny can walk away with either of their frags as well, he's currently kind of pinning them back. That would be huge. Kenny, though, thinking better of separating away from his teammate here, going to go together just in case Gallerus have wrapped back around towards B. But that's not where Gallerus are at.
Yeah, Gallerus are taking their time here because they knew where Kendi was. They will have no clue that he is over the other side of the map by now. So what's the hit going to be? Some of that time has already ticked down. Kendi's holding this angle. Kendi's holding this angle. You have to be careful, but he doesn't shoot. He just gets out, being chased down by Gallerus. They must find this round. 25 seconds.
Kendi is just a master of playing his life.
Oh,
doing it once again. Here we go. Gallerus fast.
Try to find a way through, but Mihawk falls. This was supposed to be the game mode that Gallerus were going to find. They can't find a goddamn thing. Elevate are dominating this semi-final. 7-4 in the Search and Destroy. And they're asking them what's going on.
And in Search and Destroy again, I mean, this has to be said. We're going to keep on referring back to the veto conversation. This is why you don't play Elevate on Tunisia Search and Destroy. If any of you at home haven't seen them play Tunisia Search and Destroy, why they're so damn good at it. It's such a close quarter map. And if you can't get those snipes off at the start of the round, keeping Elevate away from the site, they're going to overwhelm you with the numbers. They're just going to throw themselves at you. And that is exactly what happened for what, like 4 or 5 rounds consecutively? Only once were Gallerus able to put a stop to it.
You're banking on your sniper players finding something through the front door, right? You are really just relying on that. And then you see Elevate just push all the way over towards A. It's been B, 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 B. As soon as Gallerus actually tried to make some sort of adaptation to how they're playing, they go to the wrong side. Hard one to bear. Sometimes it is a bit of a 50-50, but Kendi and Co. I think for me, Kendi was the guy that every single time we were on board with him, even what he did in that last round by not finding any kills, in Winery, backing down, just staying alive, keeping the information there. He's there for the cuts when he needs to be, but he hits the shots time and time again. Susano, of course, at the top of the leaderboard at the 12 and 6, but for me, Kendi, a big reason as to why Elevate find themselves 2-0.
Yeah, and the thing is with Kendi, right, it's not just the snipes, it's not just having a pretty good sniper shot, which, let's be honest, he absolutely does. It's playing his life. It really is just playing his life. I mean, he's, you know, I think that 2 versus 2 towards the end there is a perfect example of it, right? You know, he recognizes, hey, this is where those flanking players are coming from. He sees both. He just pulls himself back. He's like, all right, cool. I'll just watch over the B site. And he does the exact same thing again on the wrap through towards B. Those kind of minute decisions are part of a championship winning roster. And you need those if you want to get to the grand finals. That right now is where Elevate are headed because they're 2-0 up.
Absolutely cruising. If you are Elevate, relatively comfortable in the game mode that Gallerus have not lost all weekend long. Tough spot to be in. Unleash the beast. Yeah, we need to see that beast unleashed from Gallerus right now if they want a chance in this series. Thank you to Munster and the rest of our partners here to make this event possible. Call of Duty Mobile World Championships 2024 has been a spectacle so far. But Gallerus, they're not holding up their end of the bargain in this game. We really did think that this was going to be a super close game. But also, I think in the back of everybody's minds, we knew that this was potentially something that could happen.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, even before we saw the map set, we were like, all right, Elevate are probably going to win the respawns here because Elevate are just respawn gods. There's only one respawn they've lost the entirety of the weekend so far, and that was down to a 1 versus 2 yesterday from Peg on Seaside Control. Outside of that, though, I mean, it's just so difficult to take a respawn of Elevate. I think both X-Rock and Q9 realized that at CDSI, so they certainly know it now. I think Gallerus are learning it in real time. So going into this best of 5, we were kind of like, right, Gallerus have to win the Search and Destroy. And again, for me, having seen the vetoes, Apocalypse Hardpoint, you knew that Elevate were going to spank him in map number 1. Tunisia search and destroy is such a massive question mark, and I think if they do lose this series 3-0, they are going to be feeling, okay, that was probably the biggest error. That right there was the mistake that they made. Regardless now though, Arsenal Control is up next, and now we get to have that conversation, because yesterday, this was the one map that Gallerus lost to Luminosity, and the reason they lost it, I mean, it's the smallest thing that you can change. Spawn traps are so important on Arsenal, and Gallerus just did not set up properly.
No, they didn't execute them well. They had the opportunities to, but did not quite get them nailed down, and that really did make a big difference when it came down to fighting up against a team in LG. With all due respect as well, coming up against Elevate is a tougher task in itself in any game mode. Going into this Control, yes, okay, Elevate have dropped the Control over this weekend, but I haven't seen enough from Gallerus on Control to make me think that they're going to be able to turn this one round here.
Yeah, Gallerus on Control this weekend, I think, just has been relatively poor, we shall say. It's been the weakest of the 3 game modes for sure, and so that enough, I think, is a red flag. But again, you know, going back to that conversation point about Arsenal Control yesterday, I mean, you know, it's just a fundamental kind of part of Arsenal Control since it got introduced into the rotation with Season 5, right? I mean, the spawn traps are something that I think a lot of teams have gotten better at avoiding, right? They've been a lot better at catching players, trying to go for those spawn traps. And, you know, again, we kind of had this discussion after the game yesterday that it was kind of six of one, half a dozen the other kind of thing, right? Where, you know, it was Gallerus messing up those spawn traps. They weren't actually they were getting a player into the spawn, but they didn't have anybody to follow up on it in the middle of the map. But also, it was Luminosity putting a lot more numbers into preventing that spawn trap. They would normally have like 3 bodies ready to deal with it at any time. And so, to be fair to Gallerus, they couldn't do anything. But I do think that Gallerus will have watched that VOD from yesterday. Okay, this is why we got trounced on Arsenal Control, and this is how to fix it. I do believe that if they fix that coming into this one, we still might have a series on our hands.
Well, they need to fix it. That's the thing, Brody. They need to turn it around. It needs to be different. They need to find something else in this series. Gallerus would have known coming into today. It was always a tall order, but I think they'd be very disappointed if they go out without a whimper, which is what they are threatening to do right now. Elevate have been on a different level, and Arsenal Control. Is it going to be the swing map, or is it going to be the end of Gallerus's tournament? Don't know which way you're leaning, but I'm feeling a little silly with a 3-2 Gallerus scoreline right now. Let's see if they can turn things around here on Arsenal Control.
Yeah, Gallerus have already lost the search and destroy, so path back into the series, a reverse sweep is required, as you said. Let's see whether Gallerus can get it done, though. Starting things off on the offense here, it looks to be a B hit. Utility thrown over the top by Elevate. That stun connects, and that's the information that Elevate needed to know where they're going. But there's actually plenty presence on site here, so I think they need something from Yoppie through Vent.
I was about to say, I absolutely love this play from Buggy. As soon as he sees that everybody's pushing over towards it, he knows a flank will be coming. He gets gunned out of his socks. Being ridiculous all weekend long if you're PJ. And now they start to get pressed back a little bit, purely because PJ finds that kill. He's going to find something else here as well. He's already ready and waiting. He sees a few more, gets a kill, dips out, gets another one, dips out, goes for the next one, doesn't find it. Lukashin is there to find the snipe. And Elevate pushed them back almost immediately. Gallerus just struggling so much to deal with these close quarter gunfights.
Alrighty, well, Elevate right now. 2-0 up against Gallerus. They must be on top of the world, but let's hear what their comms are like in this game.
Oh, legit. Ako backbite, boss.
Yung window nyo, yung window, Susa.
Ano yan?
Akin kape.
Dito tayo, Yaps, dito
Wait,
sa loob.
yung vent. Ka-flash ako, sabi mo. Flashing ako.
Dito na. Kasi HP na.
Paresis pa, dalawa pa.
Boss! Tara, delay natin, boss.
Nice one, Glo! Isa pa, kape, oh,
Boss! Last HP.
Kape. Nice!
Hold Miles.
Going cafe, dalawa. Wala time, di siya abot.
Nice!
Wala, boss.
Wala, boss. Uwian na, legit. Wala.
Uwian na,
Pabagal nyo!
Uy, wag mo mampasin.
Tayo. Mental yan. Tayo.
Lane bar plate ako, boss.
Let's go A. Lane bar
Hold muna natin,
Alrighty, well, that was listening there with Elevate. Hear what they were up to, and I don't know what they said because I don't speak Filipino, but it sounded pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, look, they are letting the opposition know realistically. They are bodying Gallerus here. They force them back into their spawn and never really let them out. Perhaps Zero can find something here as the push over towards A is starting to come through. The gunfight's starting to go the way of Gallerus when they need to. But Kendi is here, and that's always a problem, but Lukashin can shut it down. It just feels like Gallerus have not really arrived onto the series yet.
Hunter-killer drone deployed.
No, it was a dominant round from Elevate on the whole. Gallerus struggling. Ultimately, though, that was an offense. Now Gallerus on the defense. Let's see whether they can have a better fortune. So far, for the most part, so good. Nowhere near as indomitable. You are starting to get players through, and I think Elevate's response to that is to hang back a little bit. PJ's been so frustrating through the first round or so, continues to be so, finds that 1 kill in the middle map. Now the path is open for more players to make their way on towards A.
They'll be pushing forward. The Gallerus now, you need to find just a bit of a hold on the map. A is pretty much gone at this stage, so pushing themselves over towards the B side, no problem. It's really going to come down to whether or not Susano can find himself a kill and then push towards the site. The only positive now for Gallerus is that Elevate, well, okay, they have complete control of the site and are wasting operators to a certain degree. Whereas Gallerus have had time to set up over towards that B side.
A is gone in the blink of an eye. Gallerus now might well lose B just as quickly as well. Yoppy with the Sparrow, not going to find that much. Elevate still, though, numbers over here. Gallerus don't have anything to say. They're relying on the spawn trap. They've got a player in behind enemy lines, but he's going to get shut down. And now for Elevate, they've got themselves on the point. First tick already through.
And all of a sudden, backs against the wall for Gallerus once again. I say all of a sudden, it's been this wave all game long. Cole can find 3 out of nothing. Equalizers are there. And it's just allowing this time to take up. I get a quick translation from a friend online of what Elevate are saying to Gallerus. They're saying it's time to go home. They are 2 up in this series. They are 2 up in this control. And they are cruising in this game. Gallerus have had no answer whatsoever.
Just 1 round away, folks, from a rematch of the CDSI Grand Finals. And of course, it would be Elevate. Gallerus holding on. But how much breath do they have left in them? Henry Cat going to bring out the Sparrow to kick this round off. They want to be fast, they want to be aggressive. Kenny with the sniper rifle will find one. For the most part, Gallerus are finding these fights. Chloe behind enemy lines, though, doing exactly what PJ was doing last round.
Staying alive, keeping his team with some sort of map presence where they really do need it. But right now it feels like Elevate could fight their way out of anything, but a couple of kills is going to go Gallerus' way, and they may well get a little bit of holdover towards B here. Have presence at A, as everybody dead momentarily from the side of Elevate. So for the first time it feels like their backs are against the wall. Gallerus now trying to hold this. 2 different angles they're attacking from. A now being locked down as well as B. You may well want to concentrate on over towards B if you can, though. The snap on the 1 to 2. Don't give him the 3rd, surely they shut him down. But there's the trade coming on through. Ridiculous from Kendi again.
If anyone can, the Kendi man can. A is gone, though. Gallerus get the extra 60 seconds, and they currently have a 4 life advantage over Elevate. So Gallerus still in the conversation here. They are far from out, but Elevate have got themselves positioned across the map. They've cut it perfectly. All angles being covered. And Gallerus have to make a choice sooner rather than later. They might well have 2 minutes, but that'll be gone before you know it.
But for Gallerus, they do have that time. They can take their time. It will go quickly. 1 minute and 40 seconds doesn't sound like a lot of time at all, but it's a lifetime in Call of Duty to try and set yourselves up.
Yeah, but the thing is with Elevate, right, I just don't think they're going to be the squad. I know we've said they're aggressive, right, they're going to make that mistake, that they're going to throw themselves at you. They're just going to sit and burn this time off the clock. First few shots in, little warning shot, stay the hell out of my area.
Susano will fall, so that may well give Gallerus
Keep fighting.
the trigger to go. But PJ and Co are starting to do really well. Chloe in the middle of the map has got a little bit of company. May well not need him. My goodness me. Chloe and Yoppy combining so well, and now you look at where Gallerus are pushed back into their spawn. You need the players who have been able to push up through B to stay alive, and that's what they're doing. Lukashin will find one before he gets taken down. They wipe them out and push Gallerus further back. 1 minute and 40 seconds is now down to just a minute.
Yeah, and now you're starting to face the problem, right, with taking your time to make this happen for Gallerus, because you now don't have a lot of time to make this work. You don't have a lot of map control to make this work. Chloe's going to get taken out in the middle of the map, though. So Gallerus now starting to make this push happen. Susano is watching this. Isn't going to get the snipe just yet. It's going to allow those players through. Right into the line of sight of Chloe, who is there. Will get shut down, though. Gallerus now starting to put this push through from behind.
And now they have actually forced Elevate back just a little bit. But Susano is locking it down all on his own, but the flag's starting to come through. He's going to read it anyway. PJ is here to help out. Miho can find one. Miho can find a second. That's a big 2-piece from him. And now they can push forward. One player coming in on the flank with a little bit of control, but here comes the War Machine. That's shut down from Yoppy. And all of a sudden, Gallerus have a chance.
There we go. How much value can you get out of this War Machine if you're a Pabzera? Only one. Player scatters towards the middle of the map. Elevate down to the final set of lives, though. This should be Gallerus surviving, short of something sensational from Elevate. Last couple of kills, and it is done. Gallerus refused to die.
Mihawk letting his teammates know he's trying to get them gassed up for these rounds. It would take the Giga reverse sweep at this stage if you can manage to find it. You were 2-0 down in the series, 2-0 down in the control. We'll plant that seed in case it does happen. But that will be something. But there's the start. Gallerus get around on the board now, need to hold and find another one as well. But Elevator starting to put the pressure on, starting to swarm, and this is where they really do revel in the chaos. But Mihawk and Luxin investing at this time, and they will start to find something. Padzero can find nothing, he falls, but Luxin finds two. Mihawk now has the Predator missile. They start to put the pressure on here, Brody.
Yeah, I was going to say, all of the utility that Gallerus have on side now, this is a brilliant start to the round. If they can be dominant here, if they can remove Elevate fully and spawn trap them before they even get a look, we will be looking at a round 5. But this investment now, Elevator is going to wait for it to be burned down. Fokke finding one, Fokke for another one, surely not number 3, looks to wait for the wrong time, but his teammate has his back. Now the spawn trap for Gallerus.
The only difference is here is that PJ has been out this entire time, but he hasn't been able to help at all until now. Eases some of that pressure, but there's the claw, and there's the spawn trap, and there's 3 kills from Mihawk in the blink of an eye. It's so easy for him to find them in these moments. There's 5 in a row from Mihawk, make it 6 as well. This is the round, surely for Gallerus to tie things up.
Yeah, Mihawk earning streaks off the back of that. Massive life differential now between these two teams. On the other side though, Klo putting the spawn trap together. You've got the best operator in the game to make this work. Klo is tearing them all apart. Is it enough though? Has it created space here for Elevate?
That just eases the pressure, but then they walk into Hen, who's locking this one down. Eventually Elevate will get out of their spawn and they will get a touch over towards A. That life differential was a lot worse than it was, but Susano, they just ran back into them. They need to take their time here, Gallerus. They're getting a little too excited, but looking at the lives, there's only 5 seconds on the clock. Gallerus want to try and keep them off this if they can. You've seen the pressure come in, but now they may well just take their time. I think they can probably give A up. That time is gone. They still have that life advantage, and that's what they want to make count.
Yeah, this win condition is now gone out of the round. Extra 60 seconds of the board now, and a 9 versus 14 is very winnable, especially with the utility that Elevate have on site. Predator missile comes down, doesn't actually connect on towards anything. Susano going to use that for information though. It's good enough here. You know only Fokke's in the cut, and you overwhelm him.
They've got them completely cornered. Can they find the kills here? If you're Gallerus, you need to fight with your backs against the wall. Klo now trying to find another. They can do. Elevate have come away from the brink of defeat in this round, and all of a sudden they're on towards B. They're finding all the kills. Yoppie's still going. Fokke can answer back, but here come the operators from Elevate as well.
Yeah, Mihawk now going to bring his final streak in. Is it good enough? First stick already through. 6v7 life still in favor of Gallerus here. PJ though with the Annihilator cutting them down.
All of a sudden, Elevate have 5 lives remaining, Gallerus with the 6, but the time is on the side of the team who are in the point, and everybody from Gallerus starts to fall. They've knocked them down in every single instance in this game. It is a 3-0 sweep for Elevate, who will go to the grand final. Nothing to answer back with from Gallerus. Domination from the word go. Elevate never slowed down. Gallerus never got going.
It will be a rematch of the CDSI Grand Finals. Elevate will get another chance at another championship. The double after the season that they have had for not even being here in 2023. Back-to-back Arena Masters, Arena Finals, CDSI. A chance to conquer their own region, a chance to conquer the East, and now a chance to conquer the world.
Huge, huge domination out of Elevate, wanting to make sure there was not a single question in there as to why not only they deserve to be in our grand finals, but a question as to whether or not Gallerus was going to be able to hang with their level of competition. Elevate came ready to play today.
Yeah, and I think realistically, we had this theory around Gallerus and how they could potentially get into this game. But I think when we seen that in map number 1, I was immediately worried because I was thinking to myself,
my people? What is going on?
If they were to lose it,
man, that was crazy.
You know, you're going up against Elevate on Apocalypse.
That was
it was
crazy,
the manner in the defeat that immediately set alarm bells off in my mind. I was thinking, okay,
That's
well, that
crazy.
surely is going to dent their confidence. And you kind of seen it in the first rounds.
Man,
of the
I saw that Elevate was
massive, which is what you do have to do.
They were on fire, man.
But maybe that beating map number 1
you
just
gotta
made
watch
them
out
think,
for Elevate.
oh, okay, this
gonna
might be tough.
It's gonna be a
I mean, to
very
be honest with you, I
interesting.
genuinely don't think it was that. I think the
game,
Apocalypse
man.
hard
I'm
made
not
obviously it
gonna lie, it's
hurts,
gonna be a
right?
very
To lose a hard one
interesting
like that
last
at this level, the start of a best of
Oh,
5, that's
indeed.
always going to be frustrating. But you kind of I mean, they would have
Yeah.
known that was going to happen, but there's got to be a part of themselves that's like, we saw what they did to Wolves yesterday. It's Apocalypse Hardpoint. If it goes this way, fine. I think where they lost that series, very clearly lost that series, was in the map number 2. It was the veto. Playing Tunisia against Search and Destroy against Elevate was a huge mistake. They play them on firing range. It is a different look. I think Gallerist get to the second half of the series. They get to that Hacienda Hardpoint. They get to the Kurahana Search and Destroy. Hell, I mean, Tun might have even been right. They might have won in game 5. Doesn't happen that often, but he could have been correct. Honestly, that map 2, I think Gallerist will walk away from, and they will be very frustrated that it went down like that.
I mean, that's why we were even talking about it leading into this series.
Guys, we are
Often,
still on that
it
journey.
can be the veto process.
Welcome in
that
my new
kind of
subscribers,
set the
man.
tone
New
before the
subscribers.
series
You
even
don't know we're
starts.
currently
Either way, nothing
watching
can be
the
taken away
game
from the performance that Elevate
from in-game.
just gave us in our
Watch the
second
game from
semifinals
in-game.
matchup
You
of
know
the
what I'm
day.
saying?
Now making themselves
We're
the
just
second
watching
team in
the
our grand
finals,
finals,
man. See what's
determining
going on.
that, like you said, Brody, it'll be
See what's
Q9
going on,
versus
man.
Elevate.
Elevate
A
is
little
on
bit of a
fire, that's for
rematch
sure.
going on here for the World Championship.
They've been dominating.
You don't want of all the
gotta really
matches, you
watch out
have
for
to be
them.
here for this one.
No
This is the
joke.
one you do not want to miss.
Yeah, look, I when I seen the bracket, I thought to myself that Elevate would make it through, and it was just a case of Q9 or X-Rog. But this is very much as advertised. We did think that Elevate would be able to get themselves here, but whether or not somebody can take them down or not, it was the question. But
Yeah,
as
Elevate,
advertised for
I'm not
Elevate,
gonna lie,
we
they're on
have a
fire.
hell of a
You
grand
gotta
final
give them
setup.
credit.
Yeah, just very quickly
You
here,
have to
going in
give
that grand
Elevate
final,
credit.
I am so excited to see
They
whether
are
Elevate can take
fire.
the Search and Destroys again. That was
Yeah.
the thing that made
No
the
joke.
difference at CDSI. Whether or not those Search and Destroys is going to be a victory for them again, that is going to be the difference maker.
All right, well, obviously, before we get into all of our grand final action, we still have a little bit more things to do on this side of things. One of them is talking to FDOT with our new winners.
We're hanging out here with Yopi, and it's been a fantastic run so far for Elevate. We've seen you guys on the server, off the server, and I've heard the chatter. I mentioned it yesterday, all of the teams are looking at you guys as being the
What's your
fastest
guys' thoughts,
team
man?
on the server.
What's your guys' thoughts? Who
Talk to
you
me a
think
little
gonna
bit
take it
about how
home?
that affects your gameplay.
Who y'all
and if
think is going to
it
take
helps
it
or
home, man?
hurts.
Let me know.
Well, we're a 3-year roster team, so we've hard work for
Yo,
this.
W
and
total there.
We've
W.
experienced so many things in
W,
the past
bro.
years that we're together, and now we're here in the
Man,
top 2
Elevate is
World
popping off,
Championship.
man. Elevate is popping off. What's
a
the
lot
thing?
of
What's the
it, like,
thing?
it sounds like it's all
Derek?
about kind of believing in
Elevate
yourself
is
and
popping
standing tall.
off. No joke.
So you came in really hot for this one.
That's what I'm saying.
And then Gallery started making noise at the end. Were you scared?
Yeah.
Was that a moment where you were like, oh no, it could fall
That's
apart?
crazy,
Or
guys.
did you know it was just on the way to the finals?
No, honestly, we're not scared of any of them all, but we're experienced that we had in the past tournaments like CDSI. We handled the pressure really well, so we all know this.
Well, you went from princes to kings at CDS.
Yeah, man.
What's the next step for you?
I'm not gonna lie,
you know,
guys. Let me know,
I've
man.
seen this. Q9 again in finals.
You remember
know
to
it.
like the stream, guys. I'm just
There
currently.
it is. I don't think I need to say
spectating
anything
the-
else from
the
that one. We
Call
got
of
Beef Bobby
Duty-
hanging out by the
Call
bracket.
of Duty
Thanks for
Mobile World Championship.
I'm on the wall right now with
Finals,
Pab
guys,
Zera. My dude,
And
you
if
guys
if
tried
not able
so
to watch it, you
hard.
can
But
watch
when it
on my
comes to
channel,
it,
help support
what
me.
happened in that
If you haven't
gameplay,
subscribed,
and
hit
when
that
it comes
subscribe
to
button.
that control game, you guys almost turned
Really
things
do
around. But
appreciate every
what
last
happened there
one
when
of
it comes to the comms?
Papzera, o jogo foi incrível, a gente viu que vocês
really
tentaram
do.
de tudo, mas a gente queria saber
Yeah,
o que foi que aconteceu nessa partida.
Yeah, guys, I really appreciate you guys that's tuning into the channel. And
Fazer
if
a
you
mesma
guys
coisa
don't
contra
know,
eles, ganhar a primeira rotação P2 e tal, então
if
a
you
gente
guys
acabou
don't
que
know,
tomamos esse
right? Let me show
snowball,
you
eles
something.
puxaram o
If you don't know, right?
do primeiro,
There's an
então
in-game.
não tinha muito o que fazer no
If you
primeiro
watch
mapa.
in-game.
Era um
Oh,
conforto
man!
deles, um conforto nosso
And
também.
listen, see the
Nós
camera
cedeu
for
algumas
this?
situações, eles conseguiram converter.
Hold on, let me mute.
Poderia ter ganhado um clutch também, que seria...
Let me mute them so you can hear me. All right, the camo for this is the all-new camo that's not in global, man. For that zombie. So if you guys don't know, man, this you need to get all these rewards. And like I say, the Misty Champion 24. This is gonna be exclusive. This is only exclusive to this event. You will not get this operator skin ever again because it says 2024. You know what I'm saying? I have the Death Angel Alice one that I got a few some time back when they had it. When it was able. So them doing this is really cool. But also, I'm not gonna get the other rare rewards There's a rare rewards, right? That's out here. Let me show you. There's a rare rewards, man. Man, look at this thingy right here, man. Look at that thingy right there, guys. No joke. Yeah, man, this is it. This is it, man. This is it right here. You see it? World Championship Finals live. Look at this skin, guys. This is a camo that comes with it. And I got the DLQ yesterday. Oh, crap. I think I missed out on one yesterday. But look, it comes right here. So this is a let's peep it. Let's peep it together, guys. OMG! Oh, it's not the camo. I thought it was. It's a different camo. OMG, my bad, man. That's a different camo, man. I thought we were getting a one. Why did I think we were getting a one for it? No, it's not. That's a whole different camo, or unless that's how the camo looks. I don't think so. But we are continue watching, guys, so that we can get that last reward of that Misty, man. Misty. Definitely gonna make a video of it, man. So I'm saying, guys. Alright. Game starts in the next 4 minutes. Let's do a quick multiplayer, guys. Let's do a quick multiplayer, because I'm still gonna go legendary in multiplayer, man. Let's do a quick game. And this is the first operator skin that I got on it. Let's go, man. Let's do a quick game while we wait, man. Yeah, let's do a quick game while we wait, guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Welcome on in, guys. Let's do a nice little rank match in the meanwhile, man. Man, watching those team players got me. I'm not gonna lie, got me all hyped up, man, for playing multiplayer. Will I be playing some search and destroy?
Capture the objectives.
Hell yeah, bro. You know I'm gonna start doing some search and destroy. I got the stem shot yesterday before it was closed.
We captured A.
Get down! Sniper down!
We captured B. Losing B.
Sniper! Reloading, cover me!
Losing Alpha. We've taken the lead. Friendly Shock RC is ready. Friendly Shock RC is coming. Sentry gun ready for deployment. Sentry gun deployed.
Sniper! Changing map!
Enemy down!
Enemy down!
Losing Bravo. UAV online. Advanced UAV is ready. Advanced UAV is online.
Get down,
Lost
sniper!
Alpha. Eliminated.
Reloading!
Enemy down.
Tango down! Reloading, cover me! Enemy down!
Friendly Shock RC is ready. All positions locked down. Hold your positions. Losing C.
Rush.
Let's go this way.
We lost C. UAV online.
Tango down!
Losing B. We've taken the lead. They're hurting. Keep fighting.
Enemy down! Enemy contact.
UAV online.
Enemy contact. Man, the servers are busy, guys. No joke. The servers are busy, guys. Let's go. Let's go.
Next round.
Yeah, man. Welcome on in, my new subscribers, also, man. Let's go get it.
Capture the objectives. We're capturing C. Enemy taking A. Enemy has A. Enemy taking
contact.
B.
Sniper. Reloading. Changing mag.
We're capturing B. UAV spotted. Heads up, team. Enemy UAV spotted.
Contact with enemy.
OMG, man. Server issues. Hell of a thing.
UAV online.
Changing mag.
Tango down! We've taken the lead. Enemy taking Bravo. Losing Charlie.
Targets in sight. Reloading.
We lost Charlie.
Get down, sniper.
UAV online.
Contact with enemy.
We captured Bravo.
Target down. Enemy down.
Friendly Shock RC is ready. Friendly Shock RC is coming. We've taken the lead. Target down!
Reloading.
Losing Alpha. Sentry gun ready to deploy. Sentry gun deployed. We lost A.
Headshot. Changing mag. Sniper
Advanced UAV is ready.
Reloading.
We're almost there. Keep it up.
Reloading.
Sentry
Changing
gun
mag.
deployed.
Cover me. Target down.
Advanced UAV is online. Down. UAV online. Losing Bravo. Targets in. Objective almost complete. Keep it up. Losing C.
Reloading. Cover me. Reloading.
Lost C.
Changing mag.
Enemy UAV spotted. Losing A. Sniper down. We lost Alpha. C.
Enemy down. Reloading.
Get down, sniper! Sniper. Mission accomplished. Good work.
And of course, not have an equally big announcement. So I think everybody both here and at home is going to be very excited for this one, because before we jump into our finals competition, we have a new Call of Duty mobile map to announce.
Go level up your battle royale. OMG.
Now that's right around the corner, so that should be very exciting for everybody at home. Hopefully you're as stoked about this news as we are, because it's to celebrate the game's 5th anniversary. Call of Duty Mobile is adding that brand new map to level up your battle royale experience. It's going to be called Cry, all right? And this is really cool, and I'm glad you're here for this specific moment, Himbo, because I want to pick your brain on this one. First of all, 5 years of Call of Duty Mobile. You're obviously an expert in the game. How cool is that? Just talk to me about that.
It's incredible when you get to see a game, especially a mobile game like this, being at the top of the top for 5 years straight. It's incredibly exciting.
Yeah, it really is, guys.
We have an incredible game as a
It
whole.
really is,
and it's
guys.
just so exciting to see what's more to come, including, of course, Cry.
Now,
exactly. What y'all think about that all my Cry, man? OMG, that little trailer, man. I messed it up at the end, though.
Lots of compact POIs. We've got some seriously tall buildings. Like, depending on where you are going to, it's going to be the most urbanized map for Call of Duty Mobile. Large, complex buildings. We have a different play style, if you will. So talk to me about what this new map is going to do for the game.
I think what's really interesting to talk about here is the fact that the Battle Royale players and the
wow, that's
multiplayer
crazy, guys.
players
I am
kind of have
hyped.
their own
Are you
preferences
hyped?
in
I
terms
am
of how they
hyped.
like the game style and also just overall map style. The Battle Royale players tend to prefer larger scaled maps and do long range battles, and at the same time be able to be a bit more campy and do a lot of these things where, you know, or in Alcatraz if they really want to do that respawn mode and where they can have a bit more close range fights. But sometimes I find that these players might feel a little uncomfortable with that. Meanwhile, the multiplayer players don't exactly feel the same exact experience perhaps that they do in Alcatraz.
Man, that's crazy, guys.
Because
Are
the
you guys
intensity
hearing me,
is just a
man?
little different. So being able to kind of marry both worlds together
Damn.
with Cry, where
This
you
map
have these
is
complex large
awesome,
structures,
guys.
so that you can still have
Double it
these
on map.
long range and intricate gunfights and like these nasty angles that you might want to find in a battle royale type of map, but at the same time, since they're so
Double it
compact
on
and so
map.
small
Double it.
at the same time, and also having these, you know, little urban areas that the people can go around and these little headies and everything, makes it so that these people who want to have a multiplayer experience can actually have something reasonably close to that too. I think it's just going to be a great unification of both worlds.
Now, one of the things that we got to see in that little trailer there for this is the fact that we've got not only a variety of POIs, but a lot of them, Tranquility Parish, Safari Land, Animal Play Park, Principia Sanatorium, Thistledown Village, Industrial Park, they're all inspired by Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. So how cool is it not only to have those areas inspired by, but then you also have Night Station, which is original to Codm and Cry.
COD Mobile has always been a game that has been a marriage of all the best aspects of Call of Duty. That is what makes it amazing. That is what makes it so that everybody can find something that they love in the game. But then now having a unique POI at the same time makes it so that we have a sense of identity. It's not just a marriage of all the CODs. We have our own sense of what we want to do and what we want to have and how we can push forward the game in of itself. And so I'm just incredibly excited to see how all the players explore all these POIs, and at the same time they run down the memory lane, a bit of nostalgia, but then they see the new POIs and they're like, oh, what's this? And being able to just have fun and explore the nuances, and perhaps, I don't know, maybe this can develop to be even more competitive. Maybe we can see a VR esports.
I was going to ask you about that because obviously you mentioned the most urbanized map in COD M, but those high buildings are going to give you different vantage points. It's been designed to limit the amount of open area in this map to kind of force those engagements. It's less time running from spot to spot, but then also there are opportunities for players to camp, go for those ambushes, kind of lie in wait if they need to. Is that what you're hoping to see out of it?
Oh, 100%. I think that the strategic gameplay that can come in here is going to be very unique. It's going to be very different from any other BR map. I know that BR has been yearning so much now, the community there, to actually have some kind of esports structure. And if there's a map that's going to help propel, making that actually come true, then I think that this map might be it. But otherwise, even if not, I think at the very least, the players are going to have a completely unique experience that they've never been able to have before.
True. That's so true.
Finals. So before we let you go, I gotta ask you
That
your
is so
thoughts.
true,
We've
guys.
got
No
Q9
joke.
and we have Elevate going up for the title of best in the world. I want to know from a professional analyst brain side of things how you see this match playing out.
This is an incredibly exciting match because we actually saw a match like this just go down at CDSI just about a week ago. And just being able to see the crazy matchup happen once again, will Elevate make that run back and actually win again? Or will Q9 actually get the revenge that they are due? It's going to be incredibly exciting to see Emperor Oling go against the two superstars of the East, being PJ and Yopi. But let's not forget about the rest of their players as well. What's really exciting to note is that the play styles of the two teams are very different. We see that Elevate is just, well, as people would put it, W keying pretty much into the point every single time and just winning the gunfights, just brute forcing their way into the kill, regardless of operator or not. Who cares? But then Q9 just showing the fact that they have such good control and such good discipline as a whole, and they have incredible understanding of how to play every single map. It's just going to be really exciting to see how the hard point breaks down. I think it's going to be an incredible turning point this particular game mode. Now the SND. This is where Q9 obviously we think will dominate. However, at the same time, let's not cut Elevate short. They just mopped up Glories and did an incredible job on that Tunisia. Despite the fact that it's a defense-oriented map, they still managed to go through and plow through and show that, hey, we got this on offense. It doesn't matter. And I think that they're going to potentially give Q9 a run for their money. And I think finally the controls is going to be really interesting to see. At the end of the day, whoever wins, the East will celebrate. But regardless, I'm incredibly excited. I think if I had to pick a winner, it's going to be Elevate.
Ooh, all right, you heard it.
Spicy.
Love that. Well, Hippo,
Elevate.
thank you so much for your
Alright.
official audition.
What do you
for
guys
becoming
think?
one of our permanent analysts.
To be honest, I know Elevate
Fantastic job
is
hanging
on
out with us.
fire.
It was so nice
But
to get to chat with you, as it
I'm gonna
always
go
is.
against the odds, and
We're gonna start getting ready
I'm
for
gonna
grand
say
finals. Before
Q9.
we do that,
Alright?
though,
I'm
I do
voting
have
for
Beef Mommy
Q9
standing by
before.
with Noisy Butters.
You know, we gotta vote now, you know, because there's no more choice.
Dang, really spicy takes on the desk. But of course, what is spicier? I got Noisy Butters right here. How are you doing? We are at DreamHack.
Oh my gosh, we're here at DreamHack Atlanta watching COD Mobile competitive. I am having the time of my life.
I mean, you've been watching mainland COD for the past few years. How is that compared to Call of Duty Mobile?
I gotta tell you, the players seem to be very respectful in a way in COD Mobile. I'm so used to a lot of trash talk. It's nice to kind of sit back and relax a little bit, but I think there could be more rivalry.
I mean, you can see the hearts all over here. Like, they're very nice people. I mean,
I love the hearts. Whoever's putting the hearts, I'm cheering for you. It's Q9, right?
yeah, they started the heart thing since last year. So they did that last year too when another Chinese team actually exited. So that's pretty cute. Again, more on the wall. Like, what do you think about the matchup at the very end?
What can I say? I'm so excited about it. I don't know much too much of the teams, but I'm here to learn. I'm here to watch some good COD Mobile.
We're all here to learn, and when it comes to learning, of course, this is your first time watching Call of Duty Mobile. What do you think? Like, you said a lot about COD Mobile a while ago when we were talking, right? It looks colorful, it looks really fun.
I love the ability to use blueprints. Like, there was a purifier that usually has the fire, but it was water instead, and I live for that. Can we get that in mainline COD? That'd be
That would be very sick. I mean, can we please have that in the mainline COD? I actually heard from a lot of pro players from COD wanting to play COD Mobile because you have maps from past CODs. What do you think about that? You got Modern Warfare 3 maps, you have Black Ops maps. What do you think about that in general?
We got Hacienda, baby. That's one of my favorite Call of Duty maps of all time. I'm there. I'm having a good time watching.
Speaking of Hacienda, that is the map here that has been doing so well in Hardpoint. Points are close, like 249 and 250. Are you excited, or do you want to see that in the grand finals? Because it's a best of 7.
If I could see more Hacienda, because I saw that hard point with LG and with the 249 and the comeback, so I'm hoping to see more of that.
Let's see if we're gonna see more of that. Thank you so much, Butters. You have been amazing here on the wall, but of course, we've already set it up perfect for you. We got Q9 and Elevate coming up next. You wouldn't want to miss this big matchup. This is Call of Duty Mobile World Championship at DreamHack Atlanta.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Monster Energy, DHL, and the United States Air Force.
Something that you've never seen. We run like a wild machine. Watch out.
Set fire to the cold river. Set fire, sealed and delivered. Slow burn, shot to the liver. Heart so cold, make a grown man shiver. Wake up, don't be afraid. Make love, but don't be tame. Even king in the crown is awesome.
Chegando. Mais um pilar agora. Morto, mais um chegou. Mais um antigo ainda. Valeu. Valeu, mano, bora fazer. É o que a gente falou, Vitor.
Galing mo lang. Nice one. Minus two.
Dami.
Nice! Ang bobo! One more! Warm mo na. Labi, ito pumasok, Labi.
Flashing ako dyan,
Pabili kayo, Kloyan!
Last hit, patay.
Last one trap ako, ha? May 20 isa. Tara.
Let's go, B.
Dead.
Last three.
Labi lang. Labi.
Wala!
Welcome back, everybody, to the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship. We are moments away from getting into the grand finals, from determining a team that will be crowned the best in the region, that will hoist that trophy above their heads. And it's going to be a fantastic way to close out a very exciting weekend of Call of Duty Mobile action. Before we get into it, let's recap what we've seen so far here today, because we saw an insanely close semifinals 1, and then a dominating performance out of Elevate for semifinals 2. So if you guys are just joining us here, we'll give you a little bit of a recap. Let's start off with that first one. The back and forth was wild.
Instant classic. I mean, by far the best series so far this weekend. It's been a series that we've seen both teams obviously square up against in a number of different ways throughout the entirety of the year, and those also provided some of the most legendary series that we've had in COD Mobile globally. So makes sense that the semifinal started off with a banger. Q9 does get the last 2 edges though over X-Rock, taking down #1 seed out of China.
I mean, we started off effectively with the grand finals matchup. It did start the first semifinal. It shift is not a liar. He said we were going to get a banger. We absolutely got delivered with a banger. Back and forth. That's not true. But still, nonetheless, I think that for X-Rock, got to feel pretty good about your tournament. Obviously, you want to be able to make it to be #1. Again, the run back for Elevate would have been sick, but Q9, as you say, get the last touches.
I mean, top 4 is not too shabby. Obviously, the ultimate goal is to be the last team standing. However, we had 2 more fighting for that second spot. It was Gallerus, it was Elevate, and Elevate just was not taking any prisoners. Okay, they were like, we're in, we're out, let's go.
Yeah, it was. I want to say that it was a non-benefactor for Gallerus to even spawn into that first map. I mean, 40 points is crazy. 250 to 40 on an Apocalypse hardpoint. It ended on the second P2, which is so rare. You rarely even see that. 7-4 in the Tunisia, and I will say this much: Gallerus did do a great job at almost fighting back in that control, being able to take that round. But from early get-go and that Apocalypse hardpoint, you could just clearly see who the better team was.
It's so difficult to pick and ban versus Elevate squad because if you ban the Apocalypse, then you have to play them on Summit. It's just so weird to see a team do so well on such a wide open big map and then be able to still follow up and run you down on one of the smallest maps we've ever had in the hardpoint map pool. So this Elevate team looks like it's got every single base covered, which is dangerous for anyone who goes up against them, as learned by Gallerus.
Now, when we're looking at the semifinals, is that what you were expecting, even just regional representation-wise, Gallerus being the only squad that was really able to survive until top 4 for the West?
Well, both of us look like bumbling fools because we absolutely did have X-Rock beating Q9 in our first semifinal, so that's obviously not happening. But I think at the end of the day, yes, I did have Elevate making it all the way to the grand finals. Like Hippo was just talking about, they just won CDSI not even a week ago.
Yeah, I need a little bit of copium from my Western region. Gallerus, they showed up for Latin America, but no one showed up today for North America.
Oh, no.
So I gotta get this going to hopefully inspire some future confidence for my North American counterparts, because wow, they were terrible this weekend. So I got to do something. We sounded like fools. Now I wanted to look like one. So
you didn't need the hat for it.
I know.
You couldn't find a reason to pull that out.
I needed to find a reason. Betty would have killed me if I didn't.
Well, I'm just gonna now you're gonna have to leave that on.
Not for the whole time, but for the rest of the segment, we can make that happen.
At least for the next 7 maps.
Yes. No. No, not that.
That's a good point, though, for everybody home if you're just joining us and you forgot, we haven't gone over the format recently. We are in the grand finals now, which means we've been watching best of 5s in our semifinals. It was best of 3s in our Swiss, but in the grand finals, it is a best of 7. Even more opportunities for our teams to have a little bit of back and forth. So it's gonna go on just that much longer, which makes it even more exciting. But I think we've kept you waiting long enough. It is time for the grand finals. And of course, we cannot do that without our top 2 teams in the world. It's time to bring out Q9 and Elevate.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Monster Energy, DHL, and the United States Air Force.
Looks like the players are ready. Here we go!
我觉得我们队伍里的每个人都非常强，然后我们这个团队也是比较注重团队协作的，就是我们队伍里的每一个人都可以在关键的时候站出来去改变这个场上的局势，这是我觉得非常好的一个地方。我觉得我们今天在逆风的状态下，表现得非常的冷静，但是我觉得我们的对于对手的了解啊，以及场上的一个随机应变的能力还需要增强。我觉得 Elevate 是这一次 Codm 世界锦标赛的冠军的有力争夺者之一，所以打他们的话，就是我觉得我们能做就是不能失误，因为我们已经了解他们怎么打了，就是不能失误，然后打出我们最好的就可以。
Our team strength is a no-brainer. It's always going to be response, and what we're working on is our search and destroy. We're always going past our limit. We're always going to exceed everyone's expectation. Everyone's always doing their parts. We win and lose as a team, so I think that's our strength also. Q9, I wonder when the day will come when you can finally defeat us. It's not today.
那么我们现在已经是来到了《使命召唤》手游世界锦标赛的第3天，然后我想跟你们说的就是，今年我们一定会比去年做得更好，冠军在等着我们，就这样。
Your first team, hailing from China, represented by 5 strong players. First up, Curly. Mount C. DJ. The Emperor. Son. Your second finalist, hailing from the Philippines, it's Candy. Susano. Your finalists, Jingzhou Club and Team Elevate!
Our teams are on the stage and getting themselves ready to dive into this final portion of our competition. Best of 7 grand finals, $400,000 first place prize, the title, the trophy on the line. This is very exciting.
I gotta say, the pop of the crowd kind of got me further into the mood. I was super prepared for this grand final, but hearing that little pop for Elevate, I want that for every single kill. It is a big match feel.
Well, time for the analysis.
OMG, guys, OMG, it's finally here, man.
Q9 first. Tell me about
it is.
Why they could.
It is here, man. OMG, guys. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Look at that. We are close to that rewards, guys. Let's go. We are close to that rewards, man. We're getting that all new operator skin. All that operator skin, guys. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. Let's hear what these people are talking about. Let's listen. Let's listen.
I feel like everybody probably had in their minds that this was going to be the rematch we were going to be getting for the Grand Finals here. They've done everything possible to clean up every single dirty corner of their game, mostly looking at the respawns. We know what we're going to get out of Search and Destroy from these guys, but the respawns is what they immediately need to focus on walking away from CDSI.
And I think the other part about this for Q9 is, you know, trying to find the right route to hit this Elevate team. I don't mean that in like individually, how do they move around the map, but what maps are they going to put on the table? Best of 7. This is going to lean, you would think, more towards Q9's favor because there's going to be 3 Search and Destroys in the picture. So, can you target away one of Elevate's best maps for hardpoint? Can you find a way to get them into uncomfortable positions on the control? That's how Q9 comes through and wins this if they find a way to top the championship.
It's known information. Everybody knows that Elevate likes to run at you.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm voting for Q9.
But
Come
these guys
on, man.
earlier, what we got
I just
from
create a poll.
and Apocalypse versus
Let me
Extract,
know.
they
Let
are
me
more
know.
than
Let me know.
prepared
Who you
to set
voted for?
themselves up
Q9
for those
or
big match moments.
Elevate,
Moving in
guys?
particular
Yes or
with that
no?
War
Let me
Machine
know.
through the respawns could be something you can lean on if you are Q9.
And if you guys are live with us here, hanging out, watching on the stage, you'll be able to see all of these stats being live tracked above our players' heads on the screens behind them as well to try to keep up with any of your favorites. So this is a really cool way to see just how dominant each individual player is. But here you can't even say anyone's dominant. They have done a good job of everyone bringing whatever they get to the table.
Yeah, I think the thing about it is you've got moments where you look to one player or another depending on what map mode we're playing on. Obviously, the Search and Destroy Sun has been dominant, but on the other part,
what y'all think about that all
all
new
these
map,
guys
guys?
really stepping up in a major way when they need to in the respawn.
Well, you mentioned the fan support for Elevate getting you hyped. Let's start talking about Elevate. We see those signs in the crowd, hyping them up. The support's been loud for 3 days straight for them.
How can you not support and praise these individuals, right? Last time we were at Worlds, Garena wasn't even on the map, and now we got Elevate winning CDSI through the lower bracket at that time. Dominant throughout the entirety of this weekend. So far, the clear-cut favorites. I mean, I thought that Galores was going to give them a certain run for their money in the respawn because they are heavy slayers. No, Elevate are just that much better in every single respawn game that we've seen all weekend.
Yeah, I mean, they've only lost 1 respawn map on the weekend. It was Control yesterday. You
are
have to
we
go back
weak,
to
man? What's
CDSI
going
to
on
figure out the last time they lost a respawn. They've only lost 3 in total over the course of the last month. Pretty good. It's really, really good. I think most impressively, we keep hearing it from the Elevate interviews. We have to be better at Search and Destroy. We have to be better at Search and Destroy. And boy, did they ever prove it on this 2 Egypt versus Galorus, getting deep on their offense into the site, scaling to points where Galorus were never able to hit retakes. That's an important note because they're going to need to try to find the do the same way against Q9. Stop the retakes before they can really get set up to actually execute on the sites.
They're just so formidable when it comes down to their resource management as well, and so are Q9 to be fair, but it's just the pressure that gets layered on from Kendi, from so many different players that are represented here of Elevate, that is just so oppressive that sometimes you just have no answers.
Got love for both of the squads right now. Q9 flag plus that Elevate jersey, as we'll get an opportunity to pull up some stats for Elevate as well. PJ is just stellar.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable. I mean, Kendi was your CDSI MVP. There's definitely been moments in the Search and Destroy where he has shown more signs of that, but absolutely right. I mean, between Yopi and PJ both, they have been unbelievable as a dynamic SMG duo. They are very, very tough to stop. They're also the leading vanguard towards these aggressive pushes that you continually see for scrap time, on rotation,
crazy,
as they break hills. It's
I'm
just
good crazy, you know what I'm saying,
time,
guys?
feels like.
You talk a lot about those improvements when it comes down to the Search and Destroy.
If you haven't liked
has
the
been that
stream,
guy
do
with the
like
sniper
the stream,
rifle
guys.
in
Thank
hand,
you very
and the
much.
reason
Appreciate you.
being to set up Yopi and PJ
Like
for
I
these
say, I'm
big time plays.
Trying to grow, you know?
All about that teamwork,
pushing out,
figuring out each individual's strengths and their weaknesses and really playing into them when they matter, like you guys were saying, who's best on which mode, etc. As we're seeing our teams getting themselves hyped up, ready to go for our grand finals. Let's take a look back at the history between these 2 teams, though, because these past battles, there's a recent and now enduring history between these 2 squads.
Yeah, but in particular, you look at Q9 and kind of their storied success not being capped off with the W. In their own region for China Masters, both in the Season 8 Stage 1 and Season 8 Stage 2, they fell short to X-Rock. That would happen again when it mattered most at the actual Chinese Masters Championship. They would eventually get their revenge at CDSI. That squared them up against Elevate, but again, they were not able to finish off the tournament. So this is their 5th grand final at a major event this year. trying to right the wrongs that they faced earlier throughout the year.
Yeah, came in as the #1 Chinese
Yeah.
team, representing everybody last year.
Good
Wolves
point, yeah.
ended up coming through here. #2, they beat #1, cementing that they are better than X-Rock at this point in time. But the answer still has to be asked, can you finish the dang story for Q9? You've made it to so many grand finals. This has to be the moment. They were in tip-top shape in all 5 maps, maybe barring the opening of Apocalypse map #4 versus X-Rock, but the time is now. You have to respond to what happened at CDSI not too long ago.
Absolutely. We've mentioned it quite a few times. There's probably a chip on their shoulder, a little bit of something to prove here as we're heading into our grand finals, and we get to see a look at some of these mode stats for these squads. Do you think this is an accurate picture to be painting here, Ships?
Absolutely. Respawn dominance for Elevate, Search and Destroy dominance for Q9. That's been the biggest point. And I think the other side of this is when you deal with 2 teams that have preferred game modes, we always look at what map 3 often is. But it's not just map 3. It's map 3 and map 6. Control. Right. Both these 2 teams have been right down the line even in terms of how they've played the mode so far this weekend.
This is going to be a game of Control. The hard points, more than likely to Elevate. The Search and Destroy is more than likely to Q9. That is typically how the history is drawn between these 2 teams. But this will 100% come down to controls. To Shift's point, having both those controls very much so in play. Q9 need to respond to either one, if not potentially both, if this does end up going the distance.
I cannot wait to see if they've got any sort of secrets up their sleeve. To take another look at this trophy, and I know I keep talking about the trophy, but don't forget about the rings. This is the first time we've got them out there lined up, ready to go. Those rings are epic every single year, and they are weighty, okay? Weighty. They really are. They are as cool as the trophy itself as we get those map picks through here. Best of 7, lots of choices had to be made.
Yeah, and I think the thing here for Q9 is you have to decide. Do you want to play him on Summit? Do you want to play him on Apocalypse? You can only ban 1. So they get rid of the Apocalypse. Makes sense, especially after the last result they had versus X-Rock. So it will be Elevate selecting the Summit first. Not the worst news for Q9. They've played it a bunch. We then have some repeat modes from when they played last time. Firing range was 12-10 overtime in favor of Elevate. That was the final map at CDSI. Raid was also played once before with them. And then you've got the Hacienda, which is a run back, the Express, which is a bold choice, and then of course the finish of the Arsenal and the Kurohana. This is about as picture perfect of a map series set as you could have asked for the teams doing their homework.
You could have drawn up a best of 7 that is basically a force of what have you learned in between CDSI and this very moment of time. To your point, Alan, there are so many reprised maps, and there's only been so little time to be able to learn, to be able to go back to study that VOD. I'm sure that Q9 have been preparing for this exact matchup, but it's just a few speed bumps that got in their way to get to this point in time. Now it's this point in time where you do have to take all of the pencil pushing that you found for yourself, all the books you read, the VOD you reviewed. The time is now.
All right, well, everyone at home, let us know how you're feeling about this matchup. Do you think it's going to be Q9 that will be crowned the champion, or will it be Elevate? I can't wait to see how this plays out. I will let the 2 of you talk about that as we dive into the match, because it is about ready to get underway. So ladies and gentlemen, the grand finals of the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship are about to kick off.
Oh, we've got an active crowd. Let's go. I'm amped up. I think the thing about this best of 7, just to kind of talk to the dynamic that involves a best of 7, Elevate are going to have an advantage early in this season because they get the first opening map selection. That also means they get their first control selection. So it is crucial for Q9 to keep things tight and hopefully extend this series later down the road where you see your Arsenal and a very square footing on the Kurohana.
I think it puts an exclamation mark on how important these first 3 maps are then, especially for Q9. Walk away with one of these would be great. Summit is actually going to be the first venue, of course. We have not seen these 2 teams fight it out here, but expect for your usual suspects to pop off when it matters most.
It's been a routine playground for Q9 inside their region as well as at CDSI, and at the moment they are off to the races on P1. Early time from Elevate, already counteracted. Sun having a little bit of a tough time locking down the shots to find the continual kills, but his help is around the backside, and that's good. Q9 already doing a nice job around P1, trying to get some high ground control now as they look towards P2.
And it's the proactivity from Q9 that makes it very respected when it comes down to respawns from their region. Getting all the kills, but then pushing a little bit further forward does open up the back P3 spawn ever so slightly. Inside of P1, Q9 would have loved to hold on to the rest of the high ground, but good trades coming through from Elevate on the spawn point.
Yeah, looking really decent. We'll have the final word on P1. Rotating on over, Chad. He's already got a KRM at the ready. Pred missile called in. That's extra space for Q9 to work with his elevator, trying to move this from the right side of the map. Trying to get a little bit of a pinch now as the split spawn situation allows a natural pitch to start to occur. And with that, able to find himself two and push Q9 out of the hard point.
How long can you hold? You know, you mostly just want to get as much time as possible, but get, most importantly, those spawns, and we'll elevate, we'll just start sprinting into them. Other side of the map now being held by Q9. Claw will start to be popped immediately for Q9, and a War Machine soon to follow as well.
Yeah, really solid start here. Uling, of course, leading the charge for Q9, the first operator to pop. Jen down low, KRM hidden like a menace from mid-range. That's enough for Q9 to hold into the hard point, but they are a bit awry, trying to make their way over to the left side of the map where the hard point will open up. Elevate starting to fight back, but they get pitched up as Uling once again doubles down, and now you've got Q9 on the favored side going to 3.
Talk about the consistency of the Emperor Uling on this very fine day. He was a problem for X-Rock in the respawns, and it's nice to see the continuation here, especially if you are a fan of Q9. 51 to 29. You're already cutting past mid-maps. What spawns have occurred?
Indeed the case, and the extra kills for Yopi. Elevate know that they need to push through this. They're going to commit to Claw to watch the flank and actually turn back around as the snow pathway is still being held by Q9. Susano in a little bit of trouble, able to find one more before dropping, but Q9 have stabilized and won back the spawns. They will win rotation and jump into the hard point.
Starting to set themselves a little bit on a further flank, but Q9, I mean, they can just focus on the front, keep this as scrappy as possible. Already have a couple operators just to make sure that they can maintain this time.
Great space being opened up as Jack through mid has the Purifier. That range will eventually see him shut down. Sun takes his attention to the background, but that's Elevate now with the break. Nice little surround and wrap around the hill. Allows them to flip the spawns and the hard point simultaneously, and Chloe will make sure that there is definition around this last 20. Equalizers out and active. PJ holding the opposite corner. Here comes the hit for Q9. Broken ankles, doesn't matter. Elevate find all 4 kills and they'll get the scrap.
I still find that to be an absolute win though for Q9. I mean, you got the majority of time there on P3 and you got the equalizer out, but with those final few kills, by giving up a lot more lives to try to break inside the scrap time, but P3, you actually given up a lot of spawns and a lot of space at new.
Yes, Susano already doing the job, found one. Trying to get in to try to flip these spawns back where Q9 will be on the left-hand side of the map. So far, so good though. Q9 still holding it desperately. Down to how does Elevate push back through, open up this space. PJ's trying to do that with the, not Purifier yet, but he had it ready. Instead, it's just going to be Elevate just trying to do this the hard way, and it's not working out fully until finally you got Susano and Yopi to clean things out, and now the Purifier with Kendi's War Machine can take focus to the front.
And just keep everybody at bay, kind of herd them into these very narrow choke point that exits out of P1, and Kendi is just finding random nonsense kills, just yeeting these grenades into the distance, all calculated, of course. The majority of time coming through for Elevate here on P4. They did a magnificent job on the transition. Looking pretty good for the scrap time as well.
That's a lot of operators gone though for Elevate. Q9 trying to get a late flip, and they will secure a break. This is good in terms of how Q9 can hold off from this map getting a little bit out of control. Same can be said about how Elevate did this on P3. So again, very 50-50 battle to this point. Elevate going to commit their last hit to jump on in because why not? But Q9 right there to meet them. Last one left is Chen, and Elevate are really avoiding him nicely, but not enough numbers to actually secure the break. We've got a tie game going into the next set.
Crucial moment on this transition going into one. Uling does have a War Machine at the ready. Probably going to see a couple kills come through and might use it just to try to keep Elevate trapped on whatever side of the map Q9 see fit. Chen's going to start this little flank coming through with the KRM. He's going to get caught. Does do well to at least find one. Had a good look at the second. It's just space provider for Q9 to move forward.
Sun able to drop in a Pred missile to help support Uling and this War Machine active. He's got a lot to learn though in terms of where this Elevate team is trying to break from, and well, it's Curly who actually beats him to the punch. Claw able to find 2 from the front doors. Not going to find the third. That's right as Uling loses his War Machine. Maybe an opportunity here for Elevate to break this hill wide open. A couple of kills come through, allowing at least some sort of contest, but Q9 still just too many members to deal with. Kendi trying to do what he can. Tallies up 1 off the low health pool, but still it's Q9 and mostly Uling who are locking things up until Susano finds the opportunity to pop the claw, take a couple, and Elevate quickly bounce right back in for the scrap.
Got to be careful with how far forward you push here. If you are Elevate giving up the opposite side of the map, their spawn will occur, but it's a massive spree to come through from Susano. The rest of Elevate's trying to follow suit. Trying to at least maintain presence, but they're a little bit too late to read where the spawns are starting to come from, but still winning the gunfights when it matters most. Big 2 for Peach.
Opportunity here though for Q9. They've got a couple operators at the ready. And with that, a couple of eliminations to get this hard point started off on the right foot. Klo on the catwalk, trying to make his way in, but net by Sun Sparrow, who's really getting to work with it now. Good read on where Elevator are coming from. Loses the last charge of it, now has to go back to the Fennec, and that works out nicely. Mauchi off the flank. He's got the equalizers out to make sure nobody from Elevate can set up a sort of a pinch, and that's enough for Q9 to reclaim the lead.
We do have one flank that's currently being put together. It's PJ up to 27 eliminations, going to try to stun his way forward. He has assistance from his teammates from the middle of the building, but it's a north to south spawn that is currently occurring all the way across the map. Finally will subside. Elevator on the better side of the map, with scrap time still left to fight for here too.
Susano will jump in to contest. Lots of damage, able to find a kill, and his teammate will make sure that he stays alive. So really good help from Elevate, flipping the map and also getting a little bit of contest going here on the last 15 seconds or so. Q9 have to fight through Old, and they fight through it very nicely. Now the play over towards the right side of the map. Elevate still not getting the spawns on the left side because P2 is still active. As that lock starts to come out, now the spawns will move, and wouldn't you know it, Q9 spawns behind. So the early effort for Elevate immediately counteracted, and Q9 are flooding their way forward.
They Elevate very quickly, just cutting through the middle of the map, trying to get into these gunfights before they actually end up happening over inside of the car itself, just trying to be a little bit of a nuisance on the opposite side or Elevate to help them get a little bit further forward. Breaking enemy lines has been Susano, and a War Machine gets popped by Kendi. They're looking to hold.
Sun had an off spawn, and he thought maybe he was going to hit a bit of a pinch, but does not get the read on the Elevate setup, and all of a sudden, it's the Filipinos who find themselves tucked into corners on the hard point. Kendi running out of the War Machine. Purifier behind this, but it runs out at the same time, so Q9 find 3 straight eliminations, and now it's their turn. War Machine for Uling at the front door. Mauchi setting up a bit of a pinch over towards the connector. Sloppy initially, but still uses that as an opportunity to weaken this Elevate approach from the front. Curly's able to clean things up in the last 15 seconds. Looking good for Q9.
Gotta be careful of the investment here if you are Elevate. Trying to at least break this. Is a very egregious flank coming through from Yopi. Gets snuffed out, but the spawns will still remain at this moment in time. 170 to 159. And when you look at just the stats from left to right, as far as KD is concerned, Q9 are outslaying Elevate by a steep margin, but it's still only just about a 20-point game, barely. Elevate have the rotation to new, and they're anchoring out the back spawns.
Big moment here to counteract Q9's rotation from the last hard point. Susano shut down. That may be an opportunity for Q9 to flood. They're actually not going to play for the sponsor to get into the hard point first. So Kendi now has to take his attention forward. Good kills from him. Maybe a chance to do a little bit more, but Curly, he's got the claw out and he's making it work as he finds a couple. Q9 able to bounce into the hard point off the front, and they will get the split as the spawn as well.
Split spawn occurs for PJ. He gets 2 more to spawn up behind him. But Q9, they are twisted right now. They're reading all of these spawns. They're maintaining presence around the hard point and setting themselves up for the returning gunfights as well. 193 to 168. Big. Late break does come through for Elevate, and it is massive. This 20 seconds will tie up the game again as we go to new once more.
I mean, we're 30-30 on P1, P2. We're 40-20s on both 3 and 4 for one side or the other. This is about as tight as it gets. We're watching some great COD, friends. Both teams, when asked the question, provide answers.
This
so now we
game
reset
is
again. 190, 193. Couple operators in play. Pred missile early for Sun. Does lock down 2, giving a numbers advantage to Q9.
Got to work your way back through here in Q9. Mauchi wanting to make sure that they get the majority of time here at 1. An equalizer is very good at this moment in time. Starting to push a little bit forward. He's actually going to catch a couple of spawners off guard. Able to find 2 more. There's still one hanging around the joint. It's Yopi. Easy cleanup will come through. There's a rogue player of PJ, but good value coming through there for the equalizer. I'll say that.
Uling trying to get the War Machine into play. Purifier also being called here. Q9 trying to gain some separation on the scoreboard late into this map, and it's working out nicely. Elevate, push back, have to reform and try to hit again. 25 seconds to fight. Contest this in. Smoke making a mess at the front door, but Uling and the rest of Q9 are able to clean up nicely. Big moment. Greatest lead we've seen to this point as Elevate try one more time.
So
damn!
And they will clean up.
So
with 5 dead, they're going to be able to set themselves up on the high ground. A rogue spawn does occur, though, for Mauchi. Wonder if he's able to find anything. No, Yopi too aware, but the returning gunfights coming from Sun. Curly able to at least combine for 4 more. The rotation under threat.
That's 4 down. Yopi, last one left alive, does well to keep some high ground position available for Elevate to use, and as they come off spawn, they do so beautifully. Shed, KRM, not quite able to land. Kendi trying to force the battle forward into Q9 spawn, but doesn't fully work out. A chance here for Elevate. You've got the Purifier and the Claw at the ready, trying to find whatever they can over the top of the hard point. Chen runs right into PJ. That's not going to be enough for them, and Elevate are going to clean the floor. Q9 now spread across the map off the spawn.
Equalizer called. Kenny's War Machine is about to dissipate as well, but it's value after value. 220 to 225. Not enough time for Elevate to still win here, but Q9 absolutely can.
Glow from the back line, only finding one. The rest of his teammates right there to pick up. Tie game. Likely to see another hard point. Q9 already thinking about that. Have a player on rotation, but you can't lose track of the current hard point. Elevator's still on, and they're still earning time. There's still a chance for them to put this thing pretty well without reach. Q9 now taking the fight back, but Elevator winning gunfights on rotation.
Oh, they baited him, and they got the split spawns as well. We'll be able to get the scrap time in the rotation towards Snoo. Curly had to go huge, and he dies.
Red missile called in. Hardpoint has not unlocked yet. PJ from the front with the shotgun, waiting for first contact. Not going to be needed. Elevate now earning the time that they need. Only need 4 more seconds. The crossfire setup looks perfect. Can anyone break it if you're Q9? They're trying to hit a pitch, but they're not going to get there in time. Elevate take their hardpoint for map 1.
Down in score, but never out. Elevate.
Damn, what an
at the end of P4 going back into P1. What a magnificent showcase.
This game is on fire, guys.
That fade to get them all in to fight for the old time of P2 showed all of the information that they needed, and it gave all of the easy routes to be hit. Pinched in from behind, tough scenes. Curly had the ace up the sleeve at the end there for the potential break with the ball.
I can't believe Q9 gave that up, man.
That is as 50-50 of a battle as you're ever going to see on Summit. If there's one moment that you have to look back on in terms of where was the difference maker. Late in P1, Q9 have 3 operators, and they spend all of it trying to gain a lead late in the game that Elevate can't come back from. But on the scrap battle, as soon as the extra pressure on rotation gets denied. So a key moment there for Q9 to make the decision of spending here. Let's grow our lead now. Then we can play for rotation to 3. It doesn't work out.
You just have to cement it for whatever leader's advantage you can possibly get.
Hold on here. Let me go check it right now. I got me that Misty, man. Where is, oh no, it is. I need to claim it first. You gotta go into mail and read rewards. Definitely, man. Let's go. Make sure that it's everywhere, man. Yeah. 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 Yeah, look at that old new champion. That new Champs 24, man. Look at this Champs 24 skin, guys. OMG. Yo, 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 yo. We have acquired the Champs 24 operator skin. Exclusive to this season, guys. Look at this. Exclusive to this season. Yeah, man. Let's see what's happening over here, though. Let's see if we got some time to wait.
Was in the pool when they played at CDSI. It was the map that Elevate used to win the championship, but it took
your boy has acquired
it finished 12 to 10, and it was as back and forth as that map was.
A casual 22 rounds of search and destroy on firing range, and when you do have these 2 juggernauts going up against each other, it does kind of play into a multitude of different wheelhouses. You know, Q9 search and destroy is something that they've leaned on quite heavily, especially not only just through this tournament, but through their entire careers as well, for their entire region that they represent. And firing range has been around for quite some time, so there's not a whole lot of different things that you can throw out, I guess, as a rollout is concerned, but it's all about that mental chess on where the snipers are going to be located at. How quickly can you adopt to the aggression that inevitably will be coming out from Elevate? Because we saw Q9 versus X-Rock earlier today in Search and Destroy. The moment that X-Rock turned up the heat just a little bit, Q9 were shook, and they were giving up a lot more individual gunfights than I would like to admit.
That's totally fair. On the course of this weekend, though, if you want to bring some more recency into the picture, Elevate have not played this map outside of a single time. It did not go all that well. It was versus Godlike in their opening Swiss matchup. They lost it 4-7. Whereas for Q9, they've used this map twice on the road to their perfect search and destroy. In the Swiss stage, they had a 7-2 win versus 4MV, which, okay. And then you also had an 8-6 win versus Stalwart. So they were able to beat at least one of the other Garena teams on this map already.
Guys.
Just cementing the simple fact of who everybody had to go through as well. I mean, Q9's
man, I'm locked in, guys. I am totally locked in, man. OMG.
And then losing to Elevate is their only stained loss as far as the weekend is concerned. So this is as good as a
That's
run back
1
as you
point
could
for
possibly
Elevate.
get, and mentally training them, if you will, for this exact series here.
Sure.
Elevate on the opposite side. I mean, Gallerus was supposed to be like their biggest test, and candidly speaking, they were with that search and destroy. But it's just really tough to say that Elevate just had an easier bracket round. Basically, going against all the angry Redditors saying that they're going to make the grand finals because it was easier. Like, no, they definitely were tested, and you can clearly see that the game plan is very much so still the same when they're going up against a top dog such as Q9.
Bro, you want to talk about just legendary COD Mobile runs? Look no further than Elevate. This last month has been a trial. At CDSI, they had to beat Godlike, Stalwart, Wolves, X-Rock, and then Q9. And then all of a sudden you show up at Champs, and you're like, wait, we have to play Godlike and Q9 and Wolves again? Unreal. I mean, this has been an undeniable run from Elevate, taking down playoff team after playoff team, taking down China's best, taking down their regional counterparts. This last month and a half has been perfect COD on Elevate.
I will say this much, though, as we're getting some good shots at Elevate, just sitting there laughing and having a good time, is that their composure, albeit tested, this is quite literally pressure-making diamonds type analogy here with Elevate, especially over the past several weeks. Trial by fire, a lower bracket run up at CDSI was just so legendary.
Yeah.
And how can you not have all the confidence in the world coming into a tournament like this? You see the road, you see the teams that you have to face, you've beaten them before. I feel confident for them.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely the case. I mean, like we said, they beat them at CDSI, and then they also beat Q9 in the Swiss stage, only dropping the map too. So
Rift is actually
something to be told about having an edge mentally, maybe not even just physically over your opponent. But Q9 are no strangers to adversity, having to learn their lessons versus X-Rock. They were able to provide that in their last two matchups, and now maybe an opportunity to do so versus Elevate as we look back and reflect upon that last meeting. Here were the maps and the overall scores. Elevate scores on the left, so again, 250 to 234. The Hacienda, that will come back. Kurohana will be waiting for us for a potential map 7 where Q9 will feel great about. And then we will also have an Arsenal control. That will be our map 6 if we get it. That was left for the decision of Q9 between that and Raid, so they go that direction. And then, of course, the firing range we talked about is right here for us for map 2.
Again, this is all speculation. Again, as volatile as a best of 7 is, to the advantage of Elevate being able to get some of these maps through the early stages of, I really want to say, like the first 4. This is a potential best look for them to try to walk in and sweep very quickly. But that's why I was kind of coining it as the phrase that Q9 do have to come in and take away one of these first 3 maps just to be able to extend it and kind of give some honesty to Elevate in this grand finals.
No, absolutely the case. And I think that's, it's the easy thing to say, win your map picks forehead. But I think it's more crucially important in this simply due to the fact that you've got Q9 who are not necessarily as strong of a hardpoint team. You look to that Hacienda now, especially them losing the summit, you have to win it. For Elevate, now all of a sudden you look towards their search and destroy and express later and say you have to win that. But I think the thing about it for Elevate is they're looking at this map too saying, hey, we've beaten you on this once before, we could do it again, just give us a chance to.
It's same idea, different team, different map mode combination, and what I was just talking about with Elevate coming back into this tournament, beating everybody that they've seen before is just sometimes a little bit more decisive. And you even go back to the interview as well. I mean, like, they're not shy about it, and every competitor that has played up against Elevate and has scrimmed them is very much so aware these guys like to run at you. They'll make you feel uncomfortable, while also being very fundamentally sound in the macro department.
Well, speaking of that interview, hey, we actually did have a chance to have Beat Bomby sit down with Elevate to give their thoughts on how they've performed to this point and what their expectations are for the weekend.
All right, Beef Mommy here, and I'm with the team that elevated everyone's expectations.
All right, guys, let's continue to
in the
watch
World Championship. I'm with Elevate today, Garena's #1 team heading into the World Championship. But before we start into the nitty-gritty, I wanted to say that every single one of you, except for one player, is actually your first time here in the World Championship. Last year, unfortunately, even though everyone expected you to come in as a Garena representer, you didn't make it. So
losing last year was very devastating for me. It really affected me in general. So, but in time, I realized it wasn't for us. So I accepted it, and I realized along the way that the only way to go up is to go down. So right now we're back on the world stage. So we're coming back for everything.
Love that, Susana.
Last year, when we lost the game against Stalwart currently, I actually went outside and cried my eyes out. Then when I went back in, Yopi was taking a shower, I heard him crying like really loud, and I was just really sad back then. It was really sad.
Is that true? Were you really crying inside the shower?
Yeah. To be honest, yeah. I was crying that night, and you know, it's very unfortunate experience for us that we have to learn from our mistakes. And you see, now we're here representing the Garena.
What do you think makes Garena different from all of the regions in terms of playstyle?
One word, hard point.
Hard point.
Okay, well, actually, you know, can you expound as to why Hardpoint is the game mode for Garena?
We don't have the patience. We just go running around the place and use our gyroscope.
I mean, that's true. Actually, Garena was one of the first regions to use and utilize the gyroscope.
What separates us from other teams, like particularly us in Garena, is we have a really fast-paced gameplay that I think no other team has actually tried to copy it yet. They're copying it, but they cannot do the original. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, there you go. Confident in the Respawn gameplay. And speaking of, search and destroy is something that is always brought up, especially up against like Chinese.
Guys.
How were you able to kind of, I guess, clean up your SMD gameplay? Because you are very confident in your Respawn.
You gotta give them
like Klaus said, we have no patience, and I think in SND we have to wait for the IGL calls.
All right, thank you so much, Elevate. I really loved your answers. But yeah, that was Elevate Garena's #1 team. Let's see if they're going to clinch the top spot in the World Championship.
OMG.
Fast and furious. We definitely saw a lot of that on the summit. We've also seen it a number of occasions on their search and destroy. But you hear it there at the end. We have to wait for the calls from our IGL. Wait for the go button. Let's just not, play solo ranked mode and just run at each other. We got to put something together, and that's going to be key for this firing range search.
As longtime tenured enjoyers of Call of Duty esports and Call of Duty Mobile since its inception, it is very refreshing to hear such fundamentals even being talked about outside a game. It is very important. It will be indicative to your performance and success on this firing range. Again, just to reset up everything, firing range is a venue these two teams know quite well against one another with Elevate having the edge.
Yeah, casual 22 rounds of search play here last time that they had the chance.
It's unlocked.
They will be on offense. We talked about this map quite often with these guys. They love to just smoke, flash, nade, and then get the bomb planted. Will Elevate have a response for it? This time, they are holding off on their counter nades, and they will unfortunately not fully land. So now you got to do this the hard way. Try to re-clear out the backside of trailer. Easier said than done, as Q9 already had the post plant set up.
What a sick high-low after a very quick plant coming through. It's going to leave Susano in a 1v5, not very likely. Always expected to play inside of American, but I mean, a blistering pace for a first round out of Q9, just clearing everything, stuns, nades, flash forward, as you were saying there, get the bomb planted, but knowing that they didn't clear trailer, whether they saw a body in there or not, the high-low just to dispose of it quickly and not take any lives along the way.
Yeah, absolutely the case. This is actually going to feel very familiar because we were talking about this map with Stalwart when they played up against Q9. We're saying, hey, you have to understand that it's going to be a smoke first, stun second. Do you challenge through that smoke? Do you wait to play your counter nades? That has to be what Elevate needs to start communicating, because it's always been the case with how Q9 try to approach this offense. This time, not towards A. It's going over to the B site. Initially, there is an elimination.
Oh, shit!
The trades are decent over towards the B part of the map, which is now where Q9 have to keep their focus.
And they have full coverage of this. But Elevator setting themselves up for a late flank potentially for Yopi, or he might just join the efforts through the middle of the map, but an exit frag upon the bomb plant. 3v3.
Yeah, maybe a bit of mistiming right there. Looked like there was supposed to be a defensive stun to force that challenge, but it doesn't make a difference. Yopi just slides up, finds two. PJ behind him, and the dynamic SNG duo lighting things up for the first round for Elevate.
It's just so timely again. I mean, going back to the interview, just instant callback. Just wait for the call and then go. That's exactly what happened. Yobi was on an island by himself and just waited for any sort of advantage to take. And found that pinch Scott.
I know I love SMG and AR, man. They're my two favorites.
Clean stuff on the retake.
I'm not a shotgun nor sniper user.
Still passive with the middle of the map, looking for some spam shots from Sun in towards trailer. None will land. And for Elevate's defense, trophies inside of trailer with a double stack. Now this one trophy on the backside of A, that's supposed to be there to keep Kendi safe will likely be
Okay, Google,
destroyed
stop.
just by the amount of incoming nades that are likely to come through for Q9 if they decide to commit onto the A site. So this setup in the trailer is crucially important if Elevate do get tested today. But for now, Q9 going to see what they can find over towards the B part of the map.
Oh my gosh, Susano.
Yeah.
Man.
That's
bold.
That's aggressive.
Yep.
We'll give it up for now. As you saw the information on the other side of wood, expecting for things to go B, but it seems like Q9 are actually using it as an opportunity for a little bit of a bait play. They will leave a player behind, maybe throw anything as of late, see what they can get on the cross back, but wasting a lot of time just trying to find a pick. All 10 or 9 players still alive.
And Yopi gets found inside a trailer. Q9 surely going to utilize that advantage and hit A. That's going to force a rotation back. Susano on the way over towards American. He will only have a pixel peek here down the lane backside trailer. So this is important to note. Again, when does Q9 want to execute? Just a couple of nades just to bait the defense into thinking this is B. Smoke at mid gets denied by Trophy. Q9 have not been able to get the setup that they want. So now it's just down to can they flood these nades and take control of trailer.
Not able to get the information they want either. I mean, you should know that someone's going to be American, but you got to be careful with the no smoke. PJ is very much so still lurking inside a trailer.
PJ on the cross. Shots are out. Misses his opportunity. Has to value his life here. And very wisely backs up. Bomb will be allowed to go down. Keep your eye on PJ. Does he want to try to push through this? His teammates over towards 10, giving us the offer that they're not going to play for a wrap. They're going to try to flood this from the front. Contact to a mid. That's troubling for Elevate. Mauchi now wins back mid-map, and Q9 can keep their full focus on the front, where PJ has to force the issue. Nothing there. Perfect from Q9.
Yeah, wonderful execution coming through once they finally got the isolation. Perfect play call to get over towards the trailer side.
Crazy,
Again,
man.
without a
This is
smoke, you're always feeling a little nervy
crazy.
about that push, given the pixel peak that Susano was holding, and at least the angle that was being held inside a trailer. But I mean, to your point, PJ missing their opportunity, and simply need to be able to go 1-for-1 in that regard. Maybe deny the plant. Does not happen. Q9 take a 1-round lead.
Early offensive smoke and stuns over towards trailer. PJ's in trouble. Pushes forward through the smoke to make sure no one had pushed in towards mid. Late trophy system down. And it's an opening nade that lands on the PJ inside the trailer. So once again, Q9 do what they always do. Smoke the front door, get the bomb down, and now force Elevate to have to consider how they want to retake.
Really need to start seeing some late stuns being held for Elevate to try to deny them that space.
Yeah.
Not maybe just try to contest the bomb plant, but find yourself in a 4v5. Try to go for an egregious pick over there for Kendi, and Susano loses his life. It's over.
Yeah, absolutely is. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, there's two ways that Elevate could deal with this play down A lane.
Right.
The first is you smoke mid, you pull off what I like to call the shark play. You smoke it, you push up towards wood, you force Q9 to respect there could be someone at mid. Otherwise, you hold back, and like you said, wait for the nades to come out, throw some of your own. Hopefully you delay the plant from happening until the smoke dissipates, and then you have a chance to contest a little bit more freely without having to worry about deterrence from stuns and smokes. Here is a very aggressive offensive smoke already being placed. Elevate playing through it though. And with an opening elimination on the Sun, that opens up some sniper freedom as well.
I was about to say, or third option, just early stun and try to deny the space to not allow Q9 to walk a little bit further forward. I mean, they really were thinking that it was going to come A aggressively, and it was looking like that for Q9. Two defensive players now over towards B for Elevate's side. Q9 though, down a man. Might just have to do this the old-fashioned way, just got this first player.
Oh, but Susano does go 1-for-1. That's fine, especially with another teammate nearby. Damage is out, but Clo will fall. Trade through mid-map is good. And with this play, not only have Elevate kept their numbers, they've also taken away the A side of the map, so they have to know that Uling is playing somewhere over here towards B.
Odin 1v3, no easy 1v1s, otherwise you might give Uling an opportunity. Oh, the trigger discipline, shots the second, not going to be able to walk away with that one. No free clutches today, but hey, how about a third option? Just stun over the top of the smoke and just deny the space. It works for now until the stuns and the nades are a little bit better timed for Q9 to unearth you from that position.
It's a weird setup for Q9. They're actually doing the same thing again. It's a double smoke at mid. It's almost the exact same setup. There's no smoke deep at A. This is only to give Elevate something to worry about at middle, and Kendi is able to still find Mauchi. Top side wood. Play coming through trailer. Shen in some trouble. Wants to get some barrel control, but it's being held by Yopi. Considerate of the space, he still holds down the trigger. Uling looking for the plant, and he will get it down, but it's still numbers advantage for Elevate as Clo finds trades at mid.
And we'll get the bomb planted. The exit, though, not as clean as you would like. It's going to leave Sun in a 1v3. Does have a sniper rifle, but is not in the clutch position.
No.
He's going to round this corner. He's just going to get gunned. If you can go 1-for-1, that would have been sick, but you were the last player left alive as Elevate have a brilliant retake back over at A.
Yeah, really nice stuff from Elevate on this defensive half. just making sure Q9 weren't getting away with absolute murder on the A site, which is something that Stalwart had a little bit of a difficult time doing. Not the case here. Really good stuff coming out. And that now all of a sudden puts us into a 3-3.
It has gotten way more interesting.
The sides. What is Elevate going to give us an offer of in terms of their offense? We saw when they were playing Tunisia just a moment ago. It wasn't just getting into sight. It was getting through it. Will they have the opportunity to do the same thing here, scaling deep on firing range?
Look at the aggression already over towards A, trying to hunt for some more information over by Showers. The Bob is lurking in this area. And the biggest thing for Elevate right now is how do you get Yopi involved? He is the bomb carrier, but you really want to try to get this guy a couple more kills and a lot more space to free roam.
Yeah, I think the biggest part here is, though, you get Sun, who is supposed to be sniping this A lane. And so you can have Kendi just trying to scout to see if anyone throws a shoulder on the barrel. And as you approach, the only thing you have to be worried about if you're Elevate is a play through trailer. Curly looking for an off angle. That works out for one trade, but can't get anything more. Now it's just down to Chen, and he is working with the shotgun. Not what you want. But Elevate still may feel the need to try to push forward instead. Chen gets caught. Same can be said as a secondary kill comes onto Mao Chen. Elevate take an opening offense after the first blood.
Yeah, good patience. I mean, the stuns and nades only found so much information, but that's exactly what we're talking about. Just no free, easy gunfights. Everything should be traded. Good follow-up by Yopi to then isolate the player with an R9 to your point inside the trailer. Elevate will strike first. Now they have a 1-run lead.
Similar idea here for Q9, except they're putting more focus at mid-map, where Curly and Sun will land eliminations onto 2. Chloe cooking up a nade for trailer. It's a bit short. Trailer player will back off. That was Chen initially. And I think Q9 have recognized that if there were to be a hit in a 3v5, it's likely coming to be. So they'll move Chen over that direction and hope that the long-range snipers from Wuling and Sun can hang on to A and mid.
Yeah, you got Sun still lurking around American. So you know that one pixel peak might still be there for the information, but you just hold your numbers, take it as a retake if need be, but Sun's opening pick will be taking that jump shot every single time on defense, believe that. As the push starts to manifest, starting to look towards jungle, but it's a triple stack to your point earlier on.
Yeah. This is just a great IGL call for Q9 to move your shotgun this direction. You're not going to feel a threat in trailer in a 3v5. Nice opening shot from Kendi. Do they know Chen's nearby? Doesn't matter. Kendi sees one up top. That's Curly initially, and there's Chen in the corner. Yeah, it's a heck of an opening, but again, the numbers advantage. Likely too much. A hit marker comes through, though. Susato, hold on. Something to think about.
Guessing that young man up
man.
during the pre-show, just making sure everybody stays aware this guy is absolutely still twisted for only having 3 kills. Lots of that potentially and some more as we are tied up once again. So what's the adaptation going to be here for Elevate? Nades to the middle, double smoke again. Just the same lurk around Showers, expecting for these nades to be able to pick something up.
The other thing you got to keep in mind is that Chen is not always running a shotgun. This time he's got an LMG, so he will be playing a little bit more passively around trailer. He's also more of a threat if Sun feels like he needs some help over towards the side of A long. So something to keep in mind every time we see Chen. Does he have a shotgun? Does he have an LMG? That will give you the indication of what Q9 want to do defensively.
It's a certain amount of PTSD from the last time he was stuck inside a trailer with the shotgun. Didn't exactly go well, but I'm not saying the MG42 would have helped him out in that situation, but it definitely was going to be better once the gunfight starts to occur. A minute has already gone through this round number 9 thus far. Not a whole lot of space has been taken by Elevate, but these nades are going to allow them to do so.
It's interesting. There's 2 trophies for Elevate at mid, none down here at A long. And this is what I'm talking about. Sun can watch one corner.
There, Chen can pop out, get to work, spray things down, find the opening first one. Now it's to a 5v3. And once again, Elevate, you just don't like the idea of going A, but you also have absolutely no idea what that means. There's also 2 trophy systems down there and a nasty crossfire.
Curly and now she's just been having about a minute 20 conversation of, hey, how you doing? Waiting for this hit to come all the way through. And it's at this point, nice shots coming through from Chloe. He's going to bring us down to a 4v3, and the bomb's going to get planted as well. You should know that you saw players lurking around the trailer.
Susano is watching the flank. Q9 opting to stack. PJ on an off-angle frontside trailer. Whoa, watching for the pinch. Motion from PJ. He gets the first. That gives a little bit of influence in terms of what Chloe needs to watch, but he only goes 1 for 1. Down for the 1v2 for Susano. Can he follow up on what he started last round? The smoke makes life miserable. He has to check for the defuse. Does he get forward in time? No, get down, Mr. President. Curly's able to find the kill, and Q9 get the defuse.
Smoke that lane is just so annoying when you're in the sniper clutch position. Has to push all the way forward and just hope to quick scope and gun the first guy and catch the second one trying to stick. Not going to be the case at all. Q9 2 rounds away from tying up our grand finals on a best of 7. Sun going back to the very similar position. Just gonna nade his way forward, nades all the way over towards A. Elevate looking to pick the pace up.
Yep. And these are late smokes as well behind the cover of those frag grenades, so they are going to fully embellish the backside at barrels. But you can't just pause here.
Yeah.
You get the bomb planted, and yes, they have a deep post plan, but they've got no idea what's over towards trailer. That nade does land, though, so they're going to have an idea that Chen's in position. This is an important 1v1 that Klo takes cleanly. And now all of a sudden, Q9 have a bit of a ruffling to their feathers as they need to find a way in. There's not a lot of options besides the front.
And that's all the information you need right there. Chen swings wide. He has an LMG. Good couple kills come through. The nade bounce is even better. Still walks away with a second 1v3.
Have to be a full ace. If you're Chen after the first dude, he's going to get cut down from behind. I was about to say for a moment, Elevate, who have often gotten deep, holding deep into sight. Very fortunate to not have any counter nades come their way there. They get the plant, and then the post-plant setup largely won thanks to the hold on the flank.
Yeah, good patience for Klo, to your point there, holding out on the flank. But again, getting the information for Chen, you just have to make sure that you double, sometimes triple challenge. Tied up again, round we go, but it's an aggressive hit over towards B. This time Q9, we're not set up for it.
There is a smoke on site though for the defense for Q9. This will gain a little bit of extra time and a little bit extra space for the defenders playing deep over towards tires. Also, the rotation in from mid is decent. Even trade for the most part to this point. 4v3. Advantage to Q9. Kendi around the back. What? What a set of shots from Kendi. And now all of a sudden Q9 forced to have to defend from inside the site. Klo trying to follow up, and he's going to find the final two. Elevate on map point.
Oh my gosh. And how the pendulum swings once again. Elevate flipping the script. The aggressive hit over towards B was great. The smoke delayed, but they did not relent off the pressure. Can you follow up here? Will you deny any OT?
Trophy systems again, down over towards trailer. Double smokes in the front side of it will mean that this Q9 defense will have to be respectful of anything possibly through middle. Uling in particular, the one to make sure everything is clear. And as he traverses through mid, he rotates back over to help out on B. Patience for Elevate. Trying to get this thing done in regulation. Stacked up. Just a nade to feel things out over towards A. That will not land, and we're going to get just an even status here, 5v5, minute 20 in the clock.
Yeah. Late util could be very important here. Klo is actually, instead of just holding the flank, is actually playing inside of the jungle tower. And he might try to go for a little bit of a late pinch should the rest of his teammates find success on a quick plan towards A, but there are defensive members here. Most importantly is Chen inside that trailer.
But Chen has the shotgun this time. So it's an aggressive angle on the barrel. Smoke denied by Trophy system, but Sun showing too much shoulder. That's enough for the kill to come out. And Chen needs help. He needs it badly. Plant on the way. 4v5 situation. Long wrap from PJ. Can Elevate hold on long enough for this to get here? Klo already in the mix. He's got the shots from the back line. How about Elevate? It's all down to one. Mauchi for what would have to be a 1v4. No nades. Tries to jump into trailer. Seen at mid by Susato, and Elevate take it down 7-5 and a massive edge in this grand final.
A massive edge indeed. You cannot ask for these maps to be any closer unless it went to round 22, much like it did about a week ago. But Elevate, truly never out. They finally were learning on how to deal with Q9's offense, albeit annoying. We go for a 3-3 half, and even there at the end, the orchestration just to set up Klo for that very long flank again was playing inside of the jungle tower for a very long time, waiting for the execute to come through. The smoke denies to your point, and yeah, that's a certain wrench in the system, but when Sun throws more than just a simple shoulder, he loses his life. You saw the flank come through. It forced everybody's hand, especially Chen, just to come flying out with an R9 shotgun because the assistants got killed. You just can't ask for a better post plant, let alone an execute.
Really well done by Elevate. Just the growth this team has shown in such a short amount of time in Search and Destroy is mind-blowing. It's clean. It's impressive. And it's got everyone on notice.
Oh, yeah.
7-5 the count. Massive edge, like we had mentioned. Taking away Q9's strongest mode on their map pick. Now has Elevate looking down at this map set saying, oh, boys, we could very well be up 3-0 early here.
That's what I was saying. These first 3 maps are so crucial for Q9.
Yes.
Just to take a single one of them. Because even going into raid control, it might not even matter the map. It's just the simple fact that it's a respawn. And going back to the graphic that we were talking about when Lauren was still up here with us was the respawns are going to be in the favor of Elevate. Q9 needed that search and destroy. They needed all the search and destroys possible inside of this grand finals to potentially even have a chance. And now the road is starting to crumble right in front of them. How the hell do you win this best of 7 versus Elevate after losing the first two?
For real. Well, it's got to start here because now you have to be able to bounce back, take this raid away.
Yeah, if 0-2 wasn't bad enough, 0-3 is even worse, naturally.
Without question, it's just, I just don't know how you reverse sweep this Elevate squad. I just don't know how you do it. Not with an Express Search and Destroy, their pick still coming up, an Arsenal control in case things do get nasty, which they look unbelievable on.
Yeah, sure
So
do.
you have to win this next upcoming control, and in my opinion, you have to win your hard point of Hacienda, which again, they played before and it was close. It was an anyone's game. To step up here.
G guys, OMG.
I mean, yeah,
oh my God,
Hacienda
man.
on the day was a 4-point
Elevate.
victory over X-Rock.
Yo,
Even
that
then,
name
it was
Elevate.
like
Elevate.
pulling, dragging everybody across the finish line at the end. So
I think
that it's one of those things that Q9 definitely need to reevaluate their drawing board in order to deal with Elevate.
Well, they're going to have some time just to kind of discuss things as we step away for a brief break. When we come back, it's raid control here at DreamHack Atlanta and your COD Mobile World Championships.
Hey, we're Elevate. We're at DreamHack Atlanta, and we're here to win the Codm World Championship.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Monster Energy, DHL, and the United States Air Force.
Next 2 minutes, guys. Hey Google, set timer for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah, OMG. That is crazy, guys. No joke. That's crazy. No joke, guys. No joke. Man, that's a hell of a game, guys. That's a hell of a game. I'm being honest. Oh, don't close. Don't close. Don't close. Okay. All right, guys. Let's get back into it. Let's get back into it, guys. Let's get back into it.
Isa, meron din. Dalawa 2F.
Right, let's go again, guys. Okay, Google, stop.
他负掉花了
，Is it over? Is it over for Q9, guys? Is it over for Q9? OMG. Elevate has 2 points. It's 2-1, man. It's 2-0. 2 for none. That's 2 for none, bro.
Nice one.
还可以打，没事。是说把头防热，给兵没见。
That's right. 2 for none right there, man.
反方进了，漂亮。然后去出 B。
哎，铁皮。拉算，拉大哟，流量拉大。
Vibes are high, and why wouldn't they be? Elevate find themselves up in a major way, 2-0 after surviving through a gauntlet of a Summit hardpoint. They do the same thing on the firing range search, and now we jump into raid control. Proper, talk to me.
This raid control is going to be interesting, man, because Elevate very much so find themselves 3-0 up in this series. Should Q9 hit the most massive regain we have seen in between Swiss to now. This very map mode combination was where the best of 3 ended, when these two juggernauts face off against each other within the Swiss stage. I don't like the chances for Q9, but I love being proved wrong. It's going to have to start right here. Again, 0-2 is no easy feat in a best of 7 to even surmount a comeback, but for a full-blown reverse sweep and a loss on raid control would be detrimental to the success of Q9.
Any takeaways from the Q9 survivability that they just showcased versus X-Rock on this map, though? I mean, I think the recency would say, all right, you had a really strong start, you stopped X-Rock from finding early success, and you were able to take them down here.
You're going to need all of those opening breakoffs that they had that led them to the success that they saw in that map number 3 versus X-Rock, plus a little bit extra. Elevate never give you any easy gunfights as you see in the opening here.
Indeed the case. Well, Elevate, this is their map selection for the controls. They will start on offense, and PJ is already off and running. 3 kills for PJ. Trying to take his efforts towards top laundry. Kendi here to get on the zone to stop the clock, and the kills are not stopping for Elevate. Uling able to at least keep laundry safe, but the Q9 defense is being tested.
Can't stop, won't stop. Elevate's presence on the map is just an absolute blunder. They have players on both the 2 zones because they are that much confident in being able to win the gunfights. But however, they do not go their way. So now Q9 essentially get a clean sweep. They're able to clear out all of the ring. Might have a little 1v1 for the spawn traps should PJ start to take this, but all the focus has to be over towards the poolside.
You also have Susano in basketball already, so this is good zoning around this zone for Elevate. The only threat would be through water steps or through money window. Q9 trying to force it on the ladder of the 2, but get pushed back. Kill's good for Yopi as he pitches it towards Kitchen. Sun can only sit here and watch as the first take has already gone today.
Mauchi was trying to go for the spawn trap, and PJ was just lurking inside of the gymnasium. Found some timing to be able to work the pinch, and now he's all the way in from behind.
Good macro decisions coming out from Elevate, but Mauchi off the pitch will flush them out of the zone. Keep the clock at least relatively ticking, as immediately off the respawn. Now you've got Elevate forcing some hands over towards B, while simultaneously adding an extra 60 seconds with the A capture. Really strong break-off start here for Elevate. 2 life advantage, minute 40 on the clock.
I like what I'm seeing here. Start pushing off through open staircase. It is being watched around jungle side. That will be Sun to try to deal with this 2-player flank that's starting to come all the way through, but it's a great spread for an opening of a B defense.
Uling has also rotated back onto the side rock to make sure this laundry play is kept honest, at least in some regard. Meanwhile, Q9 from the front, dominating at Art. So again, it's an exchange of about 6 of one, half a dozen of another. Moments of brilliance for Q9, counteracted by moments of brilliance for Elevate. And now as the action starts to unfold on top of the zone, you have the Prey Missile called in. That will be enough to allow Elevate to stay deep over towards laundry. They're on the zone. Progress is looking good. And look where Q9 are spawning. They have to try to hit this through mid pillars. Kendi stunned up, topside ring.
Oh my God!
Unbelievable shot, but he does get pushed off the zone. Q9 down to 4v6, make it just 2 as Elevate continue to dominate through laundry, and they're going to win this offense.
Stack for the segment, get the segment by any means necessary. The contest is not going to be coming in close enough, and a 1v6 just impractical to ask for. An opening and a statement at that for Elevate.
Oh my God!
Winning by way of segment progression. Again, the entire praise for Q9 when they did beat X-Rock earlier today was their opening breakoffs. Elevator just going to be that much better at them as well. Great returning gunfights, great split decision making as well, and routes that are just out of this world. Now you have to respond with an offense if you are Q9.
Big time.
Early operators for Elevate finding success. PJ in particular, opening with the Annihilator, has another Pred missile to work with, and the shots just aren't missing. PJ, 5 in a row, working for an EMP. He's just one off of it. The Pred gets called in, and Q9 are getting battered, as now all of a sudden Yopi's adding insult to injury.
Oh, shit.
It's beautiful. Sheer destruction, sheer bloodshed, and it's Elevate all over the spawn of Q9.
They can't leave. I mean, one player tried and then immediately got gunned towards the back. You got players over by the AC unit. You have to win gunfights mere milliseconds after spawning up, and so far Q9 are at least doing that. But look at the light deficit immediately. There's only 40 seconds remain, and Q9 are trailing by a payload of lives.
Have to find success on this approach over to B. Pardon me, towards A, as Elevate are still winning the middle of the map. Decent eliminations for Q9, keep the clock paused. They're also digging into life deficit just a touch. Don't step off the gas here if you're Elevate. This is still workable if you're Q9. 28 seconds on the clock, but they're still looking for kills before they can commit to staying on the zone. And as they fight in towards Bunny Window, Elevate find the kills they need to keep the clock ticking.
The Mauchi and Uling are starting to take more positioning over towards Art. They're thinking that the A push might be a very good bait play, but it just leaves Mauchi with his less than a 1v2. Would have to get 3 kills in a row. There's the second. Stun coming over the top, and Elevator spotting just too damn close. So now the focus has to go back over towards A.
Well, PJ will drop. Clock will stop at 19 as the second tick of progress is about to come through at A. And it looks like Elevate may just chalk and rotate the desperate nades just to see if anything will land. 14 will play 9. We'll have a minute 19 on the clock. Keys 1v1 here. Shots landing from Mauchi, but respecting the opponent of Glow. Nade Cook tossed back towards, and that's going to be good enough to isolate. So 9-13. Operators at the ready. All 5 for Q9. How do you approach?
I think this is what's most impressive is that Q9 were able to do that while still sustaining and holding on to all 5 operators. So that gives you an opportunity to maybe try to work on this transition. They trade and for at least 1 in their base. Here comes the Annihilator.
Clean. Owling able to use that to clear out Art. And now he's got domination over the pillars. Kendi trying to stay covered, and now there's a smoke to give him a little bit more space to work with. What else can you hit if you're Kendi? Yeah, he's still alive and kicking. Kendi almost able to put this together himself. 10v3. Elevate with a significant life lead. But at the same rate, Q9 only spend 1 of the operators. So yes, they're going to be down 0-2, but they will have a lot to play with going into round 3.
I mean, but they're 0-2 down, and now you have to reverse sweep while holding on to all your resources. So you do have to be very smart with how you start dipping your toes into the resource pool if you are Q9, because they do have to last. And then you also do have to hope that those that expend them early in this round are also able to have them prepared for the next round, because an offense still has to be won by Q9.
Well, Shen's going to kick us off with War Machine. He is throwing it in the wrong direction. That was Elevate are making moves over towards A. Already on the zone. Smoke making a mess of this offensive attempt, though, as they can't quite get into money window. Q9 around the back, not able to find success off the pinch. It's PJ and Yopi, because of course it is. They're able to find every single elimination, and this A zone is already being torn apart as no one can find entrance for Q9.
Streaks, operators at the ready for Elevate. Yopi's going to call in a Predator missile. It will find one, has the operator upon the respawn. Same can be said for PJ and Klo. A-zone still being tacked over. The third segment will be contested by a couple of Q9 players, but nobody's looking in the corner for where PJ's lurking.
Yeah.
Are we going to contest it with the sniper rifle? You're dead anyway. You get the extra 60 seconds, and the clock stays stalled because the first is locked at B.
Yeah, you can start to feel the frustration from Q9, and they're just diving in.
They
and they're
are
getting
slaughtering.
apart. PJ
Q9.
for
Elevate
3.
is
B-zone likely already gone, and Q9 have been blasted out of map 3. Elevate are going to be on championship point in the blink of an eye.
It's not over yet. Ready?
I thought we were loaded into a raid control. We gotta get to dinner or something, Elevate? What's going on? Q9 just had no response whatsoever in everything that we were gassing them for. What made them so good for Sex Rock just was not existent at all.
That's crazy.
The opening breakoffs and the setups were
What
very
a
much
game,
a one-to-one
guys.
for
Oh
Sex
my
Rock.
God.
The difference is that Elevate were more prepared for it. Wait for the call, then push together. That is what they said in the interview, and that's what they've been doing time and time again from the beginning of the tournament of CDSI all the way to this very point in time.
Oh, the mental games. This is where it starts to become really demoralizing for Q9. not being able to punch the finish line on either of the first 2 maps, both very winnable. Then you step into a map 3, you get destroyed. And that statistic we showed at the beginning of this matchup. This is the 5th grand finals that Q9 has been in this year. They have yet to raise a trophy. And you got to start thinking at this point, they're sitting there saying, not again.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a different type of mental hurdle that you can never prepare for. Nobody wants to be coined a Silver Surfer, but Q9 have yet to break the mold. And again, now the road becomes that much more treacherous. That's why we put in immediate focus. When we saw the best 7 map set, we put an immediate focus on the first 3 because Q9 needed that search and destroy. And I'm not saying that loud enough. They desperately needed that map 2 just to extend it to a 5.
Yep.
The fact of the matter is we're going into a Hacienda hardpoint, and albeit Q9's hardpoint pick, they only just narrowly beat X-Rock earlier today by a whole 4 seconds. We know that Elevate love their respawns. They are definitely poised and ready to win it 4-0.
Wow. Not good news for Q9.
Indeed.
That's about all you could say right now.
Yeah, not good
Elevate,
news.
this run has been unbelievable. Every opponent they faced with no second chance at CDSI, lower bracket run, they had to go through all playoff caliber teams that made it to Worlds. Then you get into your Swiss stage. Wouldn't you know it? You got to do it all over again. You met against every single opponent that made it to playoffs. They will have beaten every major team that has shown up on a main stage if they can finish off this best of 7, and it may be right here at the Hacienda.
I need to get all that printed for a bumper sticker for each one of these individuals, because that is a hell of a run and a hell of a ride that they've been on towards the end of this entire tournament year. Hacienda Hardpoint going to be the next and potential final destination here at DreamHack Atlanta for Call of Duty Mobile Worlds. Again, as the numbers do continue to be stacked up against them, Q9, they picked this for a reason.
Well, again, it was short-lived, but I'm sure it was explosive as we listen back to Elevate throughout map number 3.
Nice, I-jig nyo. Ano? I-jig nyo. Bakap na. Ay, MS. Gal daw. Manas pa. Paro ako. Ubus! Swell BJ! Baka mali Dalawa OG, ubus!
I don't know what they're saying, but man, they sound excited, guys.
Okay. Money, dead. Parma, court. Sandbag sa akin. Dead. Paro ako, Ay na, legit.
Oh my God, they're excited.
Smiles and giggles. That's all I got from that. Listen in. And big shout outs to the U.S. Air Force. Aim high with U.S. Air Force. Big shout outs for making this all possible here at DreamHack Atlanta and, of course, the Call of Duty World Championships for the 2nd straight year. Fun stuff.
I mean, I'm from the West, man.
More fun, I think, for one side of the stage than the other right now, but still fun stuff nonetheless.
I'm going to need a second run to think, or to see everything that we have to offer here as far as sponsors are concerned. It's just fantastic to be able to get so much love and support for a growing game. You heard the passion from Hippo when we had him up on the stage and
from the West,
talking just about the scene in general, talking about the game. It's absolutely everything you love to see, plus a little bit extra. But if there's one team that is definitely enjoying it a whole lot more than everybody else in this venue that showed up this entire tournament, it is none other than Elevate. I mean, the giggles, the laughs, and everything else in between at the end of map number 3 kind of cements the simple point that we're the #1 team in the world, brother.
I mean, hey, yes. Flat out, period.
Next question. Got my response.
No matter
you
what,
have ace trivia today, sir.
Wow.
Who's winning or losing?
Well, a moment of reprieve here for Q9 to try to collect themselves, jumping into their hardpoint pick. And let's not sleep on their potential for a reverse sweep. Express Search and Destroy was not unfamiliar to them when they were playing through Chinese Masters. Has not been played, I believe, at all, though. Actually, no, pardon me. They did play it in their opening matches, but that was versus Supreme Team. So, again, take from that what you will. But it's one of those situations that, like, you can never rule out a Chinese team getting into Search and Destroy. There's still 2 of those potentially left. It comes down to can they actually defeat this Elevate team, though, on a Hacienda and then eventually an Arsenal.
It is as simplistic as the graphics suggested before we started off this entire Best of 7 adventure, friend, is that the Search and Destroy should be a lot more beneficial for Q9.
Indeed the case. Well, here's our recap of the series. If you're, for some reason, joining us late, where the hell have you been? Are we joking? It's Championship Sunday here. And Elevate has been on top through and through, but the biggest part of this recap that I need you all to kind of step away from is the fact that both these first two maps were extremely winnable for Q9. It starts and maybe even ends here on Summit, though, late into the game, where you're going to watch them get back to this P1. They're going to spend 3 operators thinking they could grow a lead that is insurmountable late in the game for Elevate, but they still find the scrap. They still win out on P2, and then they end the game at P3.
Yeah, it mostly came through from Q9's unfortunate decision on trying to just play for P3 rotation and giving up all the extra time. It left Elevate with just 8 seconds required to call game and with the operators, and so very, very simplistic indeed. This is a very familiar matchup for these two teams on the stage. On Firing Range Search and Destroy, again, it went 22 rounds the last time they played. This time, no overtime needed, but it was a great resurgence coming from Elevate. So nerdy. Q9 doing their usual things, just being able to smoke, flash their way all the way towards the A site, got dealt with decisively by Elevate in the end.
And I'm surprised we even have B-roll for this map. It was over in the blink of an eye. Domination in all 3 rounds as Elevate clean up the raid control. And I think just do a lot of mental damage to Q9 with how big they were able to establish a lead early and then just never allow a chance for Q9 to claw back into this map at any single point in time. So that one is a demoralizing one for Q9. So this break could not have come at a better time for them to try to reset because, wow, this has been all Elevate.
Yeah, I mean, but we were saying the same thing going in between the breaks of the Fire Range Search and Destroy and the raid control. That, like, you had your regain moment right then and there, and then it got thrown right.
I look in the stats. I see where you guys are sharing my things, man. It's crazy. Sharing all of my videos, all of my live stream and stuff. I mean, I've been getting so much shares. It's not even funny, man. Last month,
a fun looks towards
last
Cargo.
month alone, last month alone, I've gotten 990 something shares on the channel. 990 something shares.
Well, what the heck is a kilometer? We're here in Atlanta. I don't know.
Can you believe that? Man, I love
you. Got Road Atlanta not too far away. You can go find out what a kilometer is.
That's fair.
1,000.
But some relaxation techniques for Q9.
And something.
As we're still waiting for the Hacienda to load in, looking up towards the stage, Elevate is just ready to go. They're just like, can we just get this thing on? We're ready to fight.
There is a star comparison across the stage right now.
Yeah.
It is alarming, but hey, meditation is certainly one thing. You can never start the regain fully if you're...
This makes me feel real good, guys. I want to say thanks for the love and support. I'm going to give it back to my viewers and subscribers. I'm giving away 3 battle pass. This week, starting this week.
Extra. Should they start this reverse week here on Hacienda?
I've never seen a sign more true. Q9 is now or never. Correct.
Yeah. Do or simply do not.
Yeah. Also got to give a shout out. I saw someone with an Elevate 100% sign. That's their win rate in this grand finals, 100%.
Yep, that's dope.
So we've got 2 very accurate signs floating around the crowd right here.
Yeah, we had statistician in the crowd today. That's good to know.
Recruit it.
That's where I'm doing the. I'm doing
the more stats cell. Here's a look though in terms of how Elevate will have 4 chances.
People that's active in my chat, people that's been liking my stream, my new subscribers. So you guys have to be active in the chat also, man, because
pick for what control they wanted to play between that and Seaside.
20 people and
then of course you've got Express, you've got Kurohano, again, Search and Destroy, Chinese team, rinse, wash, repeat, maybe she's bored with it, maybe it's maybe.
You get what I'm saying? So
it honestly should be slated to go 7, but you always have to keep a close focus on just what the Search and Destroy did look like in the map number 2. They don't seem deflated looking at all of them. They're still talking with one another, getting themselves utterly prepared for this Hacienda. And to your point, Alan, this may have very much so been their map pick.
Yep.
But how quickly can you turn over all of the mistakes that you've shown? When you were facing up against X-Rock earlier today, you bet your bottoms that Elevate was watching that.
I'm not going to bet my bottoms. I'm going to keep them on.
It's probably for the best.
Yes, sir.
We're in public.
Hacienda Hardpoint. 3-0 up our Elevate. Trying to do this in emphatic and perfect form. Do they have what it takes to get it done here? As mentioned, they have gone through a gauntlet over the course of the last handful of months. Had to get through Godlike, had to get through Stalwart, had to get through Wolves, had to get through X-Rock, had to get through Q9, and that's just at CDSI. They had to do that all over again. here at Champs, and so far it's been good. But Q9 on their map selection, starting things off hot after, of course, they just won this map versus X-Rock a moment ago.
Yeah, split spawn almost immediately will start to incur, but a great opening few engagements for Q9. My goodness, clearing away the upper halls, not just for the first time, but also the second as well. And open up with a good 10 seconds, but Susano's had the fun, was able to find two of his own. Should open things up a little bit more for Elevate to move forward.
However, though, Susano does not get forward into the Q9 windows. So that will be enough for Q9 to bounce back, get back to the hard point, and still win the high ground emphatically. More score being tallied for Q9 off their respawn over towards open stairs. They're also going to have high ground control. Kendi feeling the pressure, jumps out in for the contest, but met by Sun on the corner. Mauchi also still alive on 6 in a row. A perfect start for him. Eventually shut down as Elevate will get into the hard point for 10 seconds to fight.
Yep, that'll give them ever so slight lead, but most importantly, ever since that spawn flip did occur from the first 10 seconds, Elevate have still been getting these well spawned, so they'll be the first all the way through the mansion. In the last 2 seconds were fought over for Q9, you know exactly where they're coming from. That's been back.
Yeah, and you've got number 2 in PJ, SMG in hand, playing over towards Tiles. He'll be the first set of defense from the front. You also have Elevate responsible for the back, and they're finding kills on the flank. So now it's just down to what happens from the front side. Glow, brilliant start. The Growl in hand. Again, we talked about this. Elevate not preferring to play with 2 Odins. They're just going to run things like the Type 19 right there, and the Growl on the other hand. And that little bit of extra aggression allows them to play with a little bit more speed. Good opening. First 20 seconds go to Elevate, but they are now spawning out. Q9 from behind, not finding success on their break with the proximal spawns, and now Elevate are alerted to the play.
Q9 thought that they had the better advantage. They got some split spawns, and they were trying to set up a pinch from the teammates that spawned over by driveway, but at another spawn occurs, and then Elevate get the freest angle. They all shift their focus forward, and it's a bloodbath across the Lambo. Somebody's going to have to watch that very beautiful car, but Q9 sent packing on the rotation to new.
Yeah,
somebody got to watch that
very
very
beautiful
beautiful
conversations. It may have already happened. I'm sure Bobby's already making a video on it, but this Elevate team is not going for the sexy Odin plays. It's Type 19s, it's Growls. It's allowing them to play with this extra tempo, this extra speed, and you saw it in the 1v1 there. The Odin absolutely rinsed by the Type 19 as Elevate have a massive lead and a quick rotation to P3.
Full auto weapons comparatively to single tap helps out the speed, the setup, and everything else in between. Elevate playing with a certain different amount of pace. Link pulls out the War Machine and just gets cut down almost immediately. Look at the operators ready to be pulled by Elevate 2 in response.
They've got office control, they've got patio control, and they're just throwing everything. All 5 operators at one point were out, still swinging for the fences. Teed up and knocked out are Q9 as they are being read like a 3rd grader's book, and Elevate reads at a 6th grade level.
OMG, my God.
Pictures.
Might be.
Are they getting a nuke?
Goodness. Well, all 5 operators will be expended. You do have 2 Predator missiles for this rotation, but it's not a bad call. I'm sure a lot of people are probably judging it, but you are blowing them out of the water through the first 3 hills. It is about to be 120 to 22. Yep. Look at the rotation over towards New. All of Q9 forced to try to play through arches and maybe try to get a rotation over towards New, but Elevate with the office spawns, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump to the next door.
This is an important rotation here. Q9 have to have something to talk about, but Elevate have an EMP, they have a Pred missile, and there may be an issue as everything has paused. And Elevate's looking around like, what do you mean? Did you see what was happening? We're blowing them out of the water, but both refs are actively discussing with our teammates, so very well may have been something going on with the setup for Q9, as obviously that was about as bad as we've seen all weekend.
Yeah, something did feel a little off, but also that very much so could have been just Elevate being Elevate.
Well, that's, you know, I wouldn't put
I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised, is what I'm saying.
We're going to give Bobby some more time to edit that video. That's what it is. He's going to clip that moment right there, add into Premiere Pro, CapCut, whatever.
He's texting you right now. He's like, don't call me out on stream, man.
You know, big shout out to our watch partiers, though. They're going through the feeds. It's awesome to see our content creators showing some love and, of course, getting some of their own from our very avid and passionate audience. So big shout out to all you guys who are watching along.
Also, big shout out to all the
shout out to us content creators.
Big time as well. It was very nice to go back and rewatch all of those matches after our very long Friday, and just going back to be able to hear some very familiar voices as well. Wish we were all here partying together, friends, but as the stage continues to be taken care of, we will wait to see what the outcome may be, but very much so, still a banger afoot, whether it's a 4-0 or extends.
Indeed the case. Our refs have backed off from some of the stations, so whatever the issue may have been, it looks like it's being resolved, and we may be pretty close to restarting here soon. I don't have the power to start, neither does Proper.
You do. No, you do.
No, stop it. Don't put me on that.
It's actually Glitter that does have the power. Yeah.
She is color commentator nominee.
That is so true. You have the power. Yeah.
No, Glitter's trying to see it from Mike's live. No rebuttal from you, Glitter. You stay there.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Well, this technical pause continues to get worked through. Again, big shout out to this audience as well. I mean, it's been awesome to be able to hear the crowd pops coming through with Elevate, getting their walkout, all the signage for Q9 as well. It's just the love that you guys give to all those teams, we definitely feel up here at the desk as well.
Well, still some things being ironed out on stage, so instead of us blabbing around, we will head off to a quick break and hopefully have the restart for Hasi at Hardpoint right after this. Don't go far.
嗨，大家好，我们是来自中国的琴酒俱乐部，然后这一次我们来参加亚特兰大的使命召唤世界锦标赛，然后这一次我们的目标就是比去年做得更好，并且争取夺到最后的总冠军。琴酒，加油！
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Monster Energy, DHL, and the United States Air Force.
All right. All right, we got. Hey Google. Hey Google. Set timer for 2 minutes. Man, let's test out this operator skin, man. OMG. Matter of fact, let's see how this Let's do a real quick what you call it? Multiplayer. Let's do a quick. Practice on. What's the name? Here for all. What am I saying? 4. Free for all. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Let's do a quick free for all, man.
Kill confirmed.
攻撃モードへ移行します。
Kill confirmed.
Reloading, cover me.
Friendly shock RC is ready. Friendly shock RC is coming.
Okay, Google, stop.
Let's go, let's go. Kill confirmed.
Get down, sniper.
Heads up. Enemy's lightning strike incoming. Friendly shock RC is ready. Friendly deployed chopper gunner. Enemy UAV kill confirmed. Advanced UAV is online.
Deployed chopper gunner. Advanced UAV is online. Friendly Shock RC is coming. Advanced UAV is online. Sector destroyed.
Reloading, cover me! Changing mag, cover me!
Friendly care package inbound. The friendly flame rod is deployed.
Changing mag, cover me!
Kill confirmed. UAV online. Enemy UAV spotted. Keep on them. Winning this one.
Targets inside! Changing mag, cover me! Reloading!
リロード中です。
Let's get back into the game, guys. Let's get back into the game.
He's showing right now. He's so silent, and he told me that thanks for coming, thanks for supporting the team, and I think they're doing well right now. And Q9, I think we shouldn't rest first. It ain't over until it's over.
They're very much locked on, yeah. It really sees on close face that he's very much locked on. But when it comes to visiting your son, because I asked you a while ago when I was walking around, do you go to every single Elevate game, or even before they were Elevate, when they were Low Kings or West Point Mamba Low Kings, you would be there, you'd be present in the crowd?
Yes, I think that it's 3 years already. They've been trying very hard, fall down 3 times and get up 4 times. So I think they'll make it right now. So for the past 3 years, what I think that the strength of Elevate is more on family. We stuck together, and I think that's where their strength lies.
Nice, nice.
Family
nice.
is everything. And speaking of,
Yo,
if you could
welcome
say
to the
one
line,
thing
man.
to Elevate, to Chloe, what would that be?
Yes, wait, go for it, but be humble in your victory and all for the glory of God. Thank you.
To God be the glory. That is it for us here on the floor. Back to you, Glitter.
Thank you so much, Beef Mommy. I think that's one of my favorite things about these events is we always get to see
Yeah, man.
the
Welcome,
family
guys. If
members
you
coming
guys haven't liked the
through,
stream,
supporting
press that little
siblings,
like button, guys.
children,
Help me out,
you know,
man.
significant others.
You know what I'm
There's
saying?
always some sort of a support system here that
Oh,
we get to see in
Elevate
person and
100,
experience that
man.
community aspect of Call
Oh.
of Duty Mobile. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah,
Elevate,
we saw
man. It's crazy,
Isaiah
guys.
he got to propose to his girlfriend at CDSI.
Not
That
gonna
was
lie,
a beautiful
Elevate is
moment.
playing really
Yeah,
good.
so
I'm
it's
not
just
gonna
awesome
lie.
to have
They are
the
good
inclusion
at
of friends,
response.
family, and loved
OMG.
ones near you,
Listen,
especially when you're
I
playing
thought
for
that QQ9.
400,000.
Let me mute. Let me play. I say. I thought that QQ9 was gonna dominate in search and destroy, but they let
That same
Elevate.
notion, spending a lot of
You
time with your
can't
teammates.
lose. You can't lose to Elevate on your number one playing field, which is search and destroy for for Q9. So that's crazy, man. I'm sorry.
So on that first place prize, that is
And
life.
because they didn't have it clutch, that's what cost them the game, in my opinion. Yo, what's up? Yo, God Nick's very good, man. Hey, bro, how are you doing? I'm good, brother. I am good, man. Thanks for tuning in, bro. And you guys, if you haven't liked the stream, like the stream, man. I mean, I was just here, just doing a little. I was playing the game earlier on this morning. I said, you know what? Let me
Working out, we're getting.
let me just do some live
Love that.
of the game because I also love the game.
One
But
center.
I did
there's another thing also. Let me tell you something.
that
Right
actually.
here.
Yeah, that was
Let me mute them. There's another thing also, right, where you can earn all of these rewards: avatar, glove, spray, charm, credit, and also you get this really cool fennec with an awesome camo. And then at the end of the day, you're gonna get this Misty Champion 24, which is Champs 24 in our hat. And this is cool. And this is only for this year. So when you get this operator skin, it's gonna be exclusive. It's not gonna be available ever again, guys. Today is your last day. Yeah, man, I know about that. All right, cool, brother. But I'm just putting it out there for people that don't know and don't have any idea. You have to go in game and play and watch it that way. But thanks for dropping in, man. Bless up yourself. God clings. Yeah, man. I appreciate you for coming in on the channel and viewing. Liking and everything, subscribing. It's a growing channel. I'm not gonna lie, man. Elevate them. They deserve it. They played their ass off, man. No joke. Elevate played it. They really played good. So you gotta give them credit. QQ9 is also good. Oh my God, look at where they are. There's two good teams playing right there. I'm not gonna lie, man. I mean, no NA in the game. All NA. It's all Eastern, all East, all the East side right now is just the East side. East side gets East side, man. But it is what it is. This game, man, it brings you lemons sometimes, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. And these Asians are rocking it up, and these Garena players, man, they are good. Wow, I don't know. They change the reward every yes, each day for 3 days is three different rewards. So it's three operator skin. The first one was Sophia, bro. I got the Sophia that I didn't have before. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me make sure that we are yeah. I got the Sophia that I didn't get before. And then I just got this all new skin just now. But this skin is the original reskin of Misty. This is not ever coming back. So if you didn't do it, bro, if you have to, you'll have a few hours after this where you can go watch it for 3 hours. Just leave it to play for 3 hours on your phone or whatever device you're using to play the game, and just let it run so you can collect all these good, awesome things. I'm sure I'm good enough to wipe them at 30s and 29 years. Oh, in 29 years, that is. Yeah, man, yeah, man, was really cool. Yeah, the Sophia, I didn't have that particular Sophia. I think it came in some form of event a while back, but I was like, when I saw that they was giving us back the Sophia, I was like, yo, I definitely want that Sophia. So I went for it. I already have the Skylar, so I didn't do all the stuff in it. All them I didn't watch everything yesterday, to be honest. I was watching the game, but I wasn't watching in game because I was busy on the live stream yesterday. But I did some live this morning, God clinks. Yeah, man, I did some live this morning. I did Alcatraz. There's another link that I have that I did earlier on, but I just did it in all vertical. I did vertical just for vertical is the next trend that's going on. All right, looks like the
get
game is about to
resolved.
start.
We get to take an opportunity to look at the trophy, everything that's about to be on the line. Only one
Yeah,
map
look
away
at that trophy,
potentially
man. Look
before
at
we're
that
able to
trophy,
crown
guys.
a champion.
I'm questioning the
Now,
last
before we do that,
reward.
I want to check in with FDOT and see what
I'm
FDOT's
guessing the
got
last
going on down on the floor.
will be CP.
Thanks a lot, Glitter. Yeah, we're hanging out as we get everything set up for the finals, and so might as well hang out with family. Listen, we've talked a lot about what's going on here this
I
weekend.
don't know if they're gonna give
I
you
don't
back,
need to
like,
introduce this guy.
like give somebody the
Colleague,
option. Yeah, like
thank
if
you
you
for
don't
coming
get it,
through.
I mean, it's a pleasure to be in.
Maybe they give them the option to do so you can buy a CP. I think they did do it with the Death Angel Allison, if I'm not mistaken. I think they did, because after the game, for people that
Great
didn't get
thing
the
about
time
this,
to
I haven't
watch it,
lost my voice
you
yet.
can go and buy
Which
it
is
for
insane, but good for a caster.
So you're
Gotta
right
keep
on
that voice for
Yeah,
sure,
definitely.
man. You're coming all the way from the Philippines, right?
Yeah, man. So we're just spectating. We're just here spectating
Experience has been
COD Mobile
amazing,
World
and this is all I've been
Championship. You know what I'm
swimming
saying?
for.
World Championship Finals, man. Yeah, bro. Hold on.
Some of this stuff, I watch your videos, I take a look at what you do. He is the guy for COD Mobile. You're a big deal. And look, one of the things I look at this bracket, a lot of hearts, dude. It's about the family, it's about the squad. And Kali, you're certainly a good representation of it. So thanks so much for hanging out. Glad you could make it to Atlanta. Much love, dude.
You know, the most important thing that I took away from that, and he is absolutely not wrong, but this is the most competitive year of Call of Duty Mobile that we've ever seen. And we talked about that a lot at the beginning of the weekend. Every single year is getting harder and harder to be the team that ends up on top, whether that's regionally or within a region. And I think that this is a demonstration of just how the mighty can fall, because that's how even the playing field is.
Yeah, I mean, you just go back 2 years, Tribe LG, nowhere to be found anymore. And there is just so much respect and I think just overall confidence towards the Eastern region in terms of, look, we're getting battered. You know, the first couple of years of World Champs, we're not really holding a candle to what we were seeing on North America and even in Europe at certain moments.
Parker is also,
That's
yeah, I know.
anymore. The grindstone has
All
been
them big content
used,
creators
to say it plainly.
are
Now you've got
streaming.
2 strong representatives out
That's-
of Korea. You've got 3 strong representatives out of China.
Like,
2 strong teams from
sponsorship
India.
by Call
So
of
it's
Duty
one of those
Mobile.
things that, you know,
They get sponsored by Call of
through
Duty
these tough
Mobile.
tournaments,
I'm just
and now all of
doing
a sudden
this.
you're at World Championships and you're
I'm
reaping
just
the reward.
doing this for, you know, for the channel and stuff, you know. I'm just doing it for the channel, my friend. If I'm being honest, you know, I'm trying to push it. I'm trying to push my slow growing channel. You know, it's not big, but I got 1,180 plus subscribers, man. I mean, some people like, man, I got 100,000, but listen, you gotta start from somewhere, Clinks. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing the name right. Am I saying it right when I say God Clinks? Clean? God Clean? I don't know, man. But I'm gonna call you God, man. It's all what it is, man. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. I do appreciate that. You know, the little comments and stuff. You know. But we're gonna get ready for the last part. Let's see how it goes, man. You know, as they say, it's not over till it's over. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. It's not over till it's over. Yeah, that's good. It's also get you more fame. So yeah, man. It's exactly, bro. You know what I'm talking about. You know, that's the thing. You know, I'm growing. You know, but at the same time, there's no buts. All these 180 plus 1,180 plus followers that subscribers that I got. None of them are bots. They're all real people that actually subscribe to my channel. You know what I mean? So I'm not messing around with my channel, man. It's genuine art. It's genuine. It's genuine. I'm keeping it genuine. You don't have to say the name. Is Oh, it's Albino, right? Yeah, that name, bro. The name's been beating me, bro. You need to stop changing up your name. Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, all right. The Albino, man. That's much better. Bless up yourself, Albino, man. So I'm saying, I'm sure if you had more views, you also get sponsored. Yeah, exactly. You know, eventually, hopefully, that's my goal. I want to be sponsored by Call of Duty because as you know, Aldino, I play this game every day, every goddamn day that I wake up out my bed. Oh crap, the game has started. Let's go.
对方放点，中间的，
Oh no no no, it started.
活点，活点，C 掉，C 掉，看 C 还有过的。
Yo,
C 漂亮。
bro, it's been crazy. But listen, I don't know if it's because I'm not sure if it's because they're playing this game right now, right? But the game has been laggy. A lot of upset for morning. Alcatraz been buggy. Everything's been buggy. Even just now, I was trying to play a little free for all. I was having the same problem. Yeah, man. Yeah, even this morning I was having the same problem. In just a while ago, I was playing a little free for all because I was trying to use that Mystic character skin. And man, oh okay, wow, yeah, man. I'm actually in. Yeah, I'm in that yeah, I'm in that I'm in that Discord too, you know. But the thing about the Discord is I try not to share like my live streamers. Try not to share my stuff with them because I don't know, you know, the rules. I don't wanna be like, you know, some people don't want you to share your things in their thing, you know, in their servers and stuff. So I was like, you know, I don't know if it's legal for me to share it. You get what I'm saying? But that's cool, man. If you can do that, no problem. It's about to end now. It's gonna start in the next 2 minutes. Yeah, it's gonna start in the next 2 minutes, man. And we watching it together, guys. GG's, let's go, man. Welcome my new subscribers, OG subscribers, man. Not but love. We're here watching I'm here spectating COD Mobile World Championship Finals, guys, in vertical mode. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It's crazy, man. We gotta see. Let's see who's gonna win. Well, for now, right now, Elevate is dominating Q9. No joke. I mean, it's man, it's an upset, bro. They have 0 wins, man. 0 wins right now. Q9 has 0 wins. So, man, I'm telling you, it's rough. It's rough. And I think if Elevates wins right now, how what's gonna happen? Aren't they gonna lose? You know what I'm saying? Is the game gonna be over? All right, we got 56 seconds, man. 56 seconds, bro. Yeah, guys, I'm telling you, bro. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, you know, for people that don't know, if you watch for 3 hours, you get all these things. You get this card, but you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it in game. You know what I'm saying? Watch it in game within the app itself. You'll get this avatar. You get this boxing gloves, spray, charm, credits. This nice, beautiful fennec, and the main reward is the Misty Champion 2024. All right, guys, let's go get it, man. GG's, man. Ready up. Turn the order back on. Yo, it is about to go
Welcome back
down.
to DreamHack Atlanta
Oh,
and
Jerker,
our World
Jerker
Championship
like
Finals
that
for Call of Duty Mobile. We find ourselves
okay.
3-0 to the
Well,
favor
that
of
is good
Elevate,
then, bro.
and a restart
Bro,
of
there's,
Hacienda is on
yeah,
the
there's
way.
a glitch in
I will
Alcatraz.
say, friends, after the long tech pause,
Yeah, it's
phones
crazy, bro.
are in hands.
I literally was shooting at somebody. And when I was
This map
shooting,
war kicked underway.
I was downstairs and I was back upstairs. And then the thing about it is that their shots are hitting you, but your shots are just not registering. All right, guys, let's go.
Adjust your screens. Elevate are up on championship. point should they win this map for?
Alright guys, let's go get it, man. Let's lock in, guys. Lock in. Leave a like, man. Leave a
That was
like,
weird
guys.
how we
Too late,
spawned it.
boy.
Not gonna
No
lie.
joke.
Alright, we got our bearings straight. I just got
Leave
so
a like,
bamboozled.
man.
Everyone
Any
just
like,
teleported
comment,
all
share
over the
it,
map.
share it.
We're ready to go again. Starting this
people know
from
about
where
Tower
things started to go
744
wrong
gaming.
on the tech
Grow
pod.
the channel.
So 71 plays
I live
22.
stream every day.
Q9 do have an advantage when it comes to the early operators, as we still have a full P3 to fight for.
Yeah, let's not forget what
Oh,
Elevate
shit.
did do once they had all of their operators available.
Oh, it's a
Post
continuation.
the
Alright, cool,
game
cool,
being
cool.
re-put together, they popped everything all at the same time, but Q9 do have that advantage here. They're still in possession of the time.
Yeah, Gravity Vortex gun also being spent to block this location over on the back, and ooh, for a moment,
Oh,
he thought it was going to be
damn.
a long wrap coming out of Curly. Not going to happen. He just holds on to the top side of patio. Has himself a Predator missile, and shuts down Kendi's War Machine.
Okay,
so there
Elevate
we
is
go.
blue
All of a
and-
sudden,
and
Q9 a
Q9
little bit of extra
is-
life
is
since our
yellow.
restart. Trade's looking decent for Elevate, but the back scrap time still looking pretty solid for Q9. Pred missile called in to stop the Purifier, and the last challenge is on.
And you saw a slight little moment
Yeah,
right there
man.
that had
Yo,
to
Q-
sleep
yo,
drone
Elevate
before we
is
had to
shutting them
recreate
down,
the map.
man.
Is
No
that
joke.
Elevator not playing with any Odin? So they're playing the Type 19 game. They're playing with a couple of Grows. Their pace is very oppressive, and Q9 will be able to deal with it coming back for a good amount of time.
Yo,
on
that
P3,
Odin
being
be
only
popping
trailed by
off.
40.
I realize
One
a
of
lot
those
of
things,
people
like if
using
you know
the
you're going
Odin.
up against an automatic
The
rifle line, you better get to rotation first,
QQ9,
right? Use the power
that
of
mythic
the Odin.
QQ9,
That
man,
has been a
is
little bit of an
fire,
issue
bro.
at times for Q9. Although here, you've got Chen out of
I like the
Purifier,
death
locking
effect
things
of
down
the
towards the
Q9.
open
Wherever you
staircase. Now
shoot,
takes
wherever
attention
you
back
kill
over
them at,
towards
that's
Tiles,
the
as the
part
rest of his
that's
teammates were
breaking
getting a read. That
His
Elevator
arm,
coming
his
over
head.
towards the P2 side. Up and over, Kendi
Ooh.
trying to find some different angle to make a move, but not going to work out. Chen continues to rip him apart with Purifier. And Q9 have brought this back to within 20 points.
Chen saw his Purifier through
OMG,
overhauls, but all this
OMG.
push from the respawns is manifesting all the way through the driveway. They're already
Off the-
up on top of the water side trying to keep it contested.
Sun, one more shot with the Sparrow lands. Bold break attempt from Chloe with the
Oh,
equalizers.
he
Only
didn't-
gets one.
he didn't
Trying
last
to
long
open the
with
door
that
for his teammates to
equalizer,
fly
that's
forward, and boy, will they ever. Oh, man, what a clean break for Elevator to scrap time. Now trying to take the battle a step further as Q9 are a bit stuck over towards Lambo.
Chen tried to utilize
Damn,
the Predator
Elevate
missile just
again,
to
bro.
help
That
him
name-
and
the
his
name
teammates of
Elevate
Q9
speaks
tried
volume.
to maneuver their way
Elevate.
out from Lambo.
OMG.
102 to 69, going back towards P1 again
Yeah.
with this 1-point lead.
Looking really solid, even pushing beyond the limits of this hard point. Maybe
Yeah,
trying to get
man,
an early
crazy,
flip
bro.
of the spawns, and that will be occurring as Elevate move over towards lobby side. Q9, a chance to win the windows, though, with this long rotation, but not coming away with any of the gunfights. It's a 40-point lead and growing as Elevate still find themselves in the hard point.
Really good positional awareness coming through from Elevate. A lot of focus down
Oh.
low, but look at the upper hallway control again. Chloe is a problem so long as he continues to run these routes.
Damn, that dude was
Q9 are more or
peeping.
less trapped on the office side to try to get inside of upper halls. You can see what it
Bro.
means for Elevate, just soaking up more time.
Yeah,
Yo,
this is just a
Elevate,
good response here from
they
Elevate
are
for
the
Q9
real
on the
sparring
restart.
team, bro.
Looked pretty potent.
I'm not gonna lie, they are.
Elevate just have been equal to every task thrown their way. Whether it be opponent on the other side
Okay,
of the
here
stage,
comes
whether it be
a little-
restarts, whether it be
little
search and destroys, doesn't make a difference.
control
They are
with-
finding
with-
ways to win out. Q9 battling with their backs against the wall. Do well here to at least get a little bit of the response time as the scrap at 1 starts to fade away. And now we look towards the minimap. What happens towards P2? Elevate currently winning rotation, but Q9 fighting back.
Yeah, Q9 is fighting back. Yeah, man,
Alan,
fight back
132 to
Q9. Come on,
85,
man.
and Chloe is just finessing
You
for 2
can't
seconds
go.
of
You
time.
can't
It will
lose
be
the
traded.
game
But Q9
at
needs
nil,
to
man.
reap the
At
benefits from
0.
the spawn up that
Oh,
occurs.
geez,
The sun
man, that's
just right
more than
immediately in front of the mansion.
embarrassing,
Now all of
bro.
his hits coming from the front of the rocks.
If I'm being
Ball
honest.
out, ready to go over
Oh.
towards the U-Haul. Yopi, he's got himself
What
up and
the-
open
that
with
did not work.
initially what was a Sparrow, and actually on the response here, Q9, they throw a Gravity Vortex gun into the point. That works out nicely. Curly following up with the equalizer, only gets one. So now all of a sudden Yopi steps out. Elevate, split spawns, looking for a pinch around the back. Q9 dealing with this though, as the hit is in pieces, and that will be enough for Q9 to get into the hill.
And north-south spawns,
Yeah,
a couple
Q9 is
of
stepping. Oh
members
shit!
for Q9 gonna get gunned towards the back.
Purifier.
Chen was one that survived. Pulls out the Purifier, trying to lock down the back end of the 25 seconds or so. And Elevate, well, they might just have to concede it, but they're trying to take advantage of this pinch that comes through. Chen with the Purifier shuts the majority of it down.
And he's got himself onto a Pred missile, working halfway towards an EMP as well. That could be crucial for Q9's comeback efforts. Scrap time going to be fought for because Elevate, of course, are going to fight for the scrap time. Could have put them a little bit late on rotation. You can see the motion on the top side of the minimap. You've already got one member for Q9
Elevate
getting
got
over
back to the
towards
point.
that kind of
That's crazy,
cross
that's not
mid
connector. Kendi playing over the well, though. A difficult spot to deal with, and that's why this lets the Type 19 rip through Q9's rotation.
Yeah, Type 19, bro.
And Malchi actually had a really good timing for that flank to start coming through, but all the respawners were able to read it. Here comes some operators being invested. It's shrouded by the Predator missile for them to move forward.
Yeah, Susano has to hold, though. Backside 10, so even though the Pred missile doesn't land, the operators and the eliminations do come through for Q9. Now the next hit for Elevate from the front. Already being pressured. PJ's trying to step into the smoke.
Ooh, that dude is an SMG king, bro.
To do that, PJ!
Oh!
What are we talking about? What a
damn!
Shed and Curly trying to hang on, not able to do so with Susano.
Damn, man.
Gets himself 3 in a row as well.
Elevate is still, but that's a good comeback, though.
There's still only 30
That's a
seconds
good
between these two
comeback
teams. 15
from
left to fight. 40
Q9,
plus
I
ones
should
haven't
say,
heard,
guys.
but the
What
ones
you
that
think?
spawned over by Office were dealt with from Q9. So now they're trying to push all the way from the fences side. Able to at least collect on or two are Uling, so trying to make sure they keep all the 10 seconds. Every single kill that is being found on this side of the map is beneficial for Q9, still get in a better position for the rotation, but even better for Elevate to mean that they can get more time, getting closer to that 250 mark.
Q9 has to lock down this rotation. Elevate, growing their lead to just over 30 points or so. If they continue in the early time. Contest is here. Uling deals with the first contestant. Now trying to zone over towards bottom bar side. They've got a read.
Hold the hard point, boy.
Towards both, but the hit is actually coming from the front. War Machine is out, but immediately shut down, and Q9 have put together the perfect setup to start.
Just need to get Curly inside this hard point. Has an equalizer at the ready.
Oh!
Could be the difference maker in between flipping a lead fully, but it could just be the gunny that is just getting the job done. Susano down low will find a trade split spawn dealt with. Q9 hold.
Oh, love this gravity gun play. Although Mauchi would have locked down the bottom jump up towards water. That doesn't actually work. Fortunately, Uling
Yo, Q9 is holding it down, guys.
House spawns. Lots of damage down as Uling will blast them back to the respawn screen. Q9 now in the lead, looking for more. 12 seconds of time to fight for, and Elevate would have to still continue.
Damn, Q9 is on fire, bro.
Gets put down,
I think they had a little bit of technical difficulty.
For the first time this
I was
entire
wondering why they were playing so
Q9 have a lead.
passive, you know what I'm
178
saying?
to 158, we go again. Back to the center of the map, a couple hunter-killer drones being thrown out from the upper windows for Q9, trying to win the jostling for position up top while also maintaining time down low.
Moment of pause here as Elevate trying to fight from the low ground. Dive into the smoke. Susano, good read, able to clean up Uling. Now it's just down to what else can he find? And part of me, is that smoke even on screen? Susano is blitzing everybody through it. Guy's got infrared goggles or something.
Exactly.
But
I mean, that dude is seeing through the smoke,
Can get more time to try to bring this back to level terms.
Q9 now on the unfavored side, but it
That
is
dude was seeing through the smoke,
into the site itself. Curly goes on a massive spree, but it's a good couple trades to
Bro,
for Elevate.
that is wild, man. I'm saying, though.
Well, one player has actually slipped the net.
Damn, bro, that was crazy. I'm saying.
You might have to have that
That
realization
dude was knocking him through the smoke like no joke.
Unreal. Up to 34 kills on 4 in a row, shut down.
Oh, damn!
We'll string together a couple of fadeaway kills for Q9.
Yo, Q9 is on fire.
But this hard point isn't open yet, so it's still going to be
Q9 is on fire now, bro.
Towards the bottom side of the map. Every gunfight is a big one. Shed trying to get in the lobby, shut down. Elevate through the back driveway, can only find a couple of kills.
Q9 holding them down, bro.
P2.
Is this the break for Q9, guys? Come on, man.
Too early, but Sun has a Sparrow at the ready from inside the hill.
We've taken the lead.
First
Yo, I'm
shots
telling
are in.
OMG, look at this, look at this
As
Aldino.
if to say you think the smoke is your
Q9
friend.
is on fire, bro.
The opportunity for Q9 still with these extra operators to hold on to some massive time. 35 seconds to fight for.
OMG, they're holding it.
Able to get the first, tracks onto the second. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
shit. To break a contest, still 25 seconds to earn.
Uling has a war machine.
Oh, damn, they got by the point.
Right here. It's going
Come
to
on,
match that.
come on,
PJ has a
Q9,
on the
man.
opposite side.
Oh,
Gotta do better, gotta
timing, but
fight
still
more,
finds
man.
a way to get to the back driveway.
Crap.
Elevate, 15 seconds, looking good for them. Q9 splitting all over the map in terms of their spawns, so they're going to send 2 on rotation, 3 trying to finesse the exit, and through this smoke, Elevate are not going to be denied, as they will make sure every single
Elevate's
second
back again, bro.
Going to just die at
Imagine
the time. You
meeting
also
them
have one
in a
player
match
inside
as
spawns over by the rocks.
opponent the
Looking for a
first
couple
time.
exits
Exactly.
through the open staircase, but
Bro.
the race was on quite some time ago over
Bro,
towards P3.
I ain't gonna
lead,
quit,
they still
man.
have
I
numbers
ain't
and a
gonna
close
quit
spawns
no
to boot.
game, bro.
Yobi gets shut down from his Sparrow.
Listen, man.
Klo has the equalizer, surprised by Uling. That's a huge shutdown. Hard point opens. Q9 have the numbers. What can PJ do from inside the hill?
Boom!
First,
What a
corner.
niche.
No trade. He's off the regen. PJ's getting the help from Klo. Now it's just down to what can Q9 do. They still don't know PJ's here. He's going to finesse around the back line. Kendi now all of a sudden
War
has
Machine,
He
War
gets
Machine.
pushed on until he's trades out
no,
his life. Even battle over the top of the hard point. 225 to 210 in favor to Q9.
Curly is going crazy right now. 47th kill for them in this map, number 4, 228. And counting on up, but PJ still hanging around the joint. Is able to
Man,
for
Q9, you better hold this down, man. Get the game more
Time is
interesting,
damning.
man.
An elevator getting
I mean,
closer
don't go
to
down
the
like
lead
this,
that
bro.
Q9
You
has.
need a
That is
point,
one
man. You need at
slippery
least
son of a
1
gun.
point.
PJ sliding back
It would
and
be
forth.
so
Opens
embarrassing.
up the hard point again for the scrap time.
Oh,
now,
shit.
again,
That's crazy.
on
That's crazy.
rotation.
That's not good. That's not
Elevate
good. That's
committing
not
every
good.
single resource from the middle of the map. Q9 a bit split as Elevate just
Come
run
on,
right
Q9,
in.
man.
It surprises Q9. The trades are good and Elevate are going to get the early time.
All PJ just catching them by surprise. 42nd kill for that young man. 224 to 230. The rotation was on. The purifier
come
called by
on,
PJ, and he's
Q9.
locking down the
Give
upper
the
halls.
break.
And he knows exactly
Contest
where
it,
Q9 are coming
contest
from.
it.
No operators
Man,
available for
these
Q9 to respond to this, but
are
they still find the shutdown
ridiculously good,
regardless.
though.
Follow up from
Both
PJ
of
is
them are
good.
good.
Now it's down to
I'm not gonna
Glow.
lie,
Over the
both
top,
of
he's
them
able to
are
find one. Elevate, a
Both of
chance
them
to
are
put the
good.
game
Both
away here, but the
good.
contest is still alive. Q9 coming fully off the respawn through both.
Equalizer called. Needs to fight back. Curly shut down almost immediately. 4
Oh,
dead,
God.
5.
Oh,
Wiped off
no,
the board.
man.
They can still win here.
Oh,
10
no.
seconds over the last month.
Oh,
God,
no,
have
man.
given Its toughest challenge to its strongest warrior. And at the end, they're
Oh, my God.
Elevate are the greatest Call of Duty mobile team in the world.
Damn. They won, bro. Yeah, man. That's well worth the win, guys. I'm not lying. I feel happy for them. Oh my God, I feel happy for them.
When they were pushed against the walls, Elevate delivered not
I'm
just
happy
the
for
senior
them,
side,
man.
but also with
No,
the targets
I'm
on
gonna
their
be
backs
honest,
here.
man.
Q9,
Yeah,
Silver
they deserve
Surfers
it.
once again.
They
Commiserations,
deserve it,
hugs
man. They
across
fought-
the board,
they
not
fought-
just across
they
the seas, but
fought
also
for
here
this.
at DreamHack Atlanta.
I'm telling you, bro,
Elevate
they
get the
fought
better
for
of
it,
Q9
man.
once again.
What a battle.
They fought for that medal.
I mean,
I'm
we
not gonna lie,
got 4
man.
maps,
It's
3
well
of
worth
which
it,
could have
man.
gone either way. You have
Well
to
worth
give the
it, man.
respect
Well
where
worth
it's deserved, and Q9 absolutely earned it. But like you said, 5 grand finals.
Man.
5 second place finishes. Tough seeds, but at the end there can only be one. And Elevate did it on the
Not gonna
Eastern
lie, man.
Hemisphere. Elevate
Double
did it
in
on
the
the
chat
world
for them,
stage.
man.
Your 2024 World Champions. It's Elevate.
Yo, they won it. It's well deserved, man. They worked for it. They are so happy, man. I'm happy for them. Yeah. You guys did good, man. You guys did. They did good, man. You gotta give them credit, guys. They did good. That's really beautiful.
Oh my word!
Damn, man.
Bringing home the big bucks.
What an upset, guys. Let me get closer to that.
Congratulations on y'all win.
We're seeing
Man, everything's going crazy out here. Come here. You can answer a question, dude. Which end? Who are you talking to out in the crowd?
FDX.
And what are you saying to him?
4-0.
Sometimes that's all you need to say. It's 4-0. I mean, you guys came in and really made this one happen.
Man, that's a
4-0,
clean
like your
sweep,
homie
bro.
said here.
4-0, guys.
Was it easy?
Of course.
Well, I feel like when it comes to
All right. We're having some issues. One real quick. We're going to come over here. Right here in the middle. Halo. Here. You know what?
I can translate for you guys. You can't go away from me. Come here, Candy. Come here. I can translate for you. Don't worry. How does it feel like to finally be a winner? You couldn't get that in Smart Omega back in 2022, nor back in 2020. How does it feel like to finally win it on the biggest stage of Call of Duty Mobile?
Hindi ko alam yung masasabi ko pero kami yung the best.
He said that he doesn't know what he wants to say, but he just wants to say that he's the best. And so the best that you are, the best performing team in Call of Duty Mobile. And I also wanted to ask from the coach himself, I feel like we've had a lot of spotlight on the members
man,
here.
that's awesome,
but
guys.
I do
Yeah, man,
want to ask a
GG's,
question
bro.
for you, Coach.
Elevate took that,
How
coach.
did you finally
Elevate
get to this
took
point?
that, my
You've
friend.
been
Yeah, man.
loyal to these boys
Is this
for
the
so
end of
many
the
years.
champion? Yeah, that's it,
the
man.
Lokings,
It's
as
over
the
now.
Mambas. How was that journey for you?
It is over, guys. That's it, man.
Sobrang hirap, sobrang saya. Marami kaming pinagdaanan bago namin narating to. Lahat ng pagkatalo namin noong 2022, 2023, ito 2024, nakuha na rin namin. World Champion, CDSI Champion, GM6 Champion, GM5 Champion, GM7 Champion, Regional Champion.
Mic drop. But he said, through the hardship, there was happiness. They were champions here, but they paved their way through it. They were champions. I mean, again, no need for translations. That was a lot of championships here, F. Dot. Again, F. Dot with the selfie with the teammates. Hey, let's go. Again, F. Dot. You good with that?
No, come on.
You have one more team. I think, you know, for me, it's not a question for you guys, but a statement. But can I get a... Yeah? Okay, when I say 3, 1, 2, 3.
OMG, man. Why is the quality so low, man? Come on, give me better, man.
Back to you, Glitter.
Well, you can see just how happy, excited everyone is on Elevate for being able to take this win home, and they did it.
Yeah, they did. They took it on, man. Let me get some Cincinnati pizza. Oh, stop playing.
In such a decisive fashion, regardless of what was thrown their way all weekend long, they looked.
Yeah, let's look at that trophy. Look at that trophy, man. OMG.
What are we talking about? They were flawless. Yeah,
It's $1 million, man. $1 million. Oh, I'm having issues with the internet, so you know what? Let's put it back on 720.
You ask me, that is sparkling clean.
Yeah,
mean,
man,
the
yo, I'm
entirety of
telling
the
you,
road
bro.
to the
Yeah,
tournament,
man,
starting all
for
the way
real,
at
for real,
Swiss,
bro.
coming into this tournament from their CDSI win all the way through lower bracket. Confidence was booming. I remember seeing these guys even in the hotel lobby, and they were just already filled to the brim with confidence, knowing that they had the target on their back, knowing that they were the better team when it
I
comes
think
down to
the reason
respawns.
why the games are lagging
7-0
are such,
map
I
count on
think it's because the championship is going
Shut
on.
the front door.
The servers are
That's
just
disgusting.
way,
I don't think in any
way
form
busy.
across
I
Call of
think
Duty that
they,
I've ever witnessed.
they took
I've
all that
never seen
internet
something
and
like
just
that.
pounded
So
right
dominant
there
and
in the game.
consistent throughout the
That's what I
entirety of the
think,
tournament
Albino.
is what's most
What
alarming.
you
Because Call
think?
of Duty for us,
You know what I'm
especially
saying?
even Call of Duty Mobile no different, is that it's so day to day. But they walked in Friday, great. Saturday, fantastic. Sunday, champions. That is just absurd to see that consistency.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, man. So that's it for the
This is
live,
huge
man.
for
They
Elevate
won.
now. Best team in the world for Call of Duty.
You guys saw it
Mobile.
here first,
Looking
man,
to
on
the
my
next year
channel,
of
Tabo
competition.
744
Everyone is going to be
Gaming.
having their eyes on them, watching them, what they're
Yeah,
able to
man. Y'all saw this on Tabo 744 Gaming, guys. You know what I'm saying? And thanks for everybody that tuned into the channel. And you know, if it's even for a second, for a minute, for 2 minutes,
Out of
man,
the
I
East,
still
making the
appreciate
playoffs,
it.
2 from the West.
And
Yeah,
if you
you
guys
get
even
Galorus
coming
who
here
make
for
it
like
into
a
the Final
second
Four,
or
but
two,
Elevate beat every.
just hit the like button, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button, you know? Truly helps out your boy, man. No joke. OMG, they
With a
won it,
very
man.
dominant North American scene a couple of years prior. Of course, the COVID year, we split it. Hard to say what was better. That starts that whole rivalry between East and West.
Yep.
Last year, West falls short. This year, expectations to rise up. Doesn't happen, and it's a new region inside of the Eastern
My
Hemisphere
batteries
that
are
reigns
low,
supreme.
man.
Dominant
It's a
stuff
good
Elevate.
time to battery be low,
It goes
bro.
even
No
well
joke.
beyond just
Yeah,
the mechanical
I'm telling
skill
you.
that they do have. I mean,
Yeah,
dropping
man,
the kills is
definitely
one
a
thing,
W, man.
but it's also what they're
Definitely
able to
a
do
W,
along the way as well. Their adaptability in
saying
search and
that-
destroy,
yeah, man,
their
no,
consistency
yes.
in fundamentals, in the respawns as well.
It's
is
a
why
well
they're
done.
highly
It
regarded.
was well
I mean, this
deserved,
convincing
man.
of a
I
grand
mean,
finals win. We're
there
gonna be
was
talking
no
about this all the way
contest
until
for
this time next year.
Elevate.
Yeah, I think a lot of the other teams will be taking notes
Q9
on what
was
exactly
slaughtered,
Elevate did to
if I'm
get
being
themselves here
brutal
as we
honest.
get to take a look at the exact road they had to go journey upon in order to get named the champions. I mean, we get to see their Swiss performance, a little refresher for anyone who might have missed it, and then take a look at what they did in playoffs like you guys were highlighting. It is such a strong run.
You can make the argument that maybe they had an easier run. I think that's blasted as far as the take is concerned. Godlike Q9 stalwart. Only losing 2 maps throughout the entirety of the Swiss. Only losing 1 map throughout the playoff bracket versus Wolves. Look at the teams that are on here and how many of them did make it as far as top 8 in Championship Sundays are concerned. A lot of representation that they had to cut through and how dominant they were throughout all of it.
They legitimately have nothing holding them back in terms of, well, they didn't play so-and-so. They beat X-Rock at CDSI. They played against every major squad. And now the sweetness at the end comes with the ability to be the last one standing on the bracket.
That was the fanciest
great heart
we've gotten on the bracket.
It's like off-center too.
Incredible.
Yeah, super cute.
Honestly, our teams have been such good sports. We keep talking about it all weekend long. So much love across the regions as the teams are knocked out of the competition, and you see it yet one more time. Elevate giving a little bit of love to Q9, but that crown is next to their name on the bracket. They have the rings, they hold the trophy and the title, and they are the best in the world.
It's just insane to really think about how long ago CDSI truly was. Literally within about a week and a half ago. The consistency is what I was really asking for. I was all over X asking for it on Instagram as well. We finally get here in Atlanta without skipping a single beat. These guys are gross.
Undeniable, flat out. That's all I got. The best COD I've ever seen in COD Mobile, right there from Elevate, without question.
The man literally doesn't lie, except for reverse sweeps and grand finals.
We'll remember that for next time around.
You can remember this, 2025, Year of North America. It's coming back.
So, I mean, North America might be coming back. I don't know about
about me. Oh.
All right, guys. Though, anything else you want to say before we say goodbye to everybody? Phenomenal weekend.
I did. You know, there's so much to unpack and not a whole lot of time to do it. Super Team didn't work. There's a new region on top. North America needs to recollect themselves. Where the hell is EU at? But Elevate is on top, undeniable.
East on top, man. I mean, CDSI, CDFI, World Champs, doesn't make a difference what you're looking at. Watch more Call of Duty Mobile because, wow, it's looking real saucy out east.
Yeah, it was an absolutely fantastic weekend, to be sure. Obviously, so many congratulations to Elevate, who are now your 2024 Call of Duty Mobile World Champions. But a congratulations to all of the teams that even made it this far in the competition for the year. It was not an easy road for any of these teams, and they all put on a phenomenal performance. As always, a huge thank you to Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Monster Energy, DHL, and the U.S. Air Force for helping us put on this show. And on behalf of myself, my co-casters, and everyone behind the scenes here at DreamHack Atlanta, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next year.
No-No's gonna provide it with the equalizers. Get out of his way. He's shredding everything. It's a full team wipe. Still the contested play. Toronto on the back gets shut down. Q9 just need to find one more wave of kills. 3 more seconds needed. No one's able to contest.
Now they can find another one here onto Hen. Lukashin can find another 7 seconds to go. Lukashin's not about 2, and Miho cleans it up. Straight on over towards B. You can though. The snap on the 1 to 2. Don't give him the 3rd. Surely they shut him down.
It's beautiful. Sheer destruction, sheer bloodshed, and it's Elevate all over the spawn of Q9.